Stop smoking. Shit, I'm fucking smoking again.
Yeah. You're an addict.
Okay, I'm out.
You have a hair on your mic.
Is it mine?
It's bugging me. No, I don't think
Well,
you
what do you
have.
want me to do
see
about it?
Just grab it, bro.
What do you mean, no, it's not mine? It could be mine.
Where?
Maybe it was from 3 pods ago. Maybe I left it here when I had hair 3 pods ago.
You know what?
So you want me to grab this random hair?
Grab a hair, dude. Oh my god. You shake all these fucking Honda people's hands.
Bro, what if that's like one of your last pods, like pubes, or maybe, I don't know what you guys do.
I'm sure you've shook somebody's hand where they were just grabbing their dick 5 minutes before. It's had to have happened.
I guess that's better than grabbing his dick while he just shook someone else's hand, right?
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Downtime with Downstar. And today we are here with the infamous HondaPro Jason.
What's up, dude? Wow.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for making time, man.
Of course.
You know that you're known as the Tupac of the Honda community.
You know, he got killed, right? They shot him dead in the street.
I
just want to let you know that part before you start comparing me to other people that are dead now.
Hopefully we're a little earlier in his career and not towards the end of it.
And that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, dude, Tupac had a good life. I would think so for the 24 years.
Died really early, bro. I don't know about the good life.
Think about that now, dude. He was like young, bro. Like 25, 24, something like that.
I understand that.
That's sad.
That's weird.
Nah. You're gonna be around for a while, dude. I'm sorry I disrespect you like that.
No, it wasn't a disrespect. It was just
I didn't make it up.
Compare me to someone that's still alive. That would be just preferable for me.
He could still be alive. He's a legend, living legend, and is still alive in millions of people's hearts.
Along with Elvis and John Lennon and JFK.
I thought you said John Legend. I was like,
John Lennon from the Beatles, not John Legend.
John Legend had that much of an impact on your life.
You're like, wait, John Legend's dead?
Oh,
he's not dead, right?
I don't know.
Dude, we should totally play Alive or Dead one day.
Oh, that's you never know because of the Mandela effect. Do you know what that is?
I do. I'm well aware of the Mandela effect. We talked about just the other day.
Look at you already wanting to shit on someone's parade. You know, there are sometimes.
How do you figure?
Because you're already like, these idiots with their Mandela effect.
No,
it's
I mean,
just the way you remember things.
It is.
See? That's it, bro. Sometimes there's things that you just can't explain, you know?
Right.
Like aliens, mermaids, Bigfoot.
So like made up stuff.
Yeah.
That's a little different than the Mandela effect. The Mandela effect, I think, is something that we remembered happening but never really happened.
So
unlike Bigfoot and aliens and
I think that
mermaids.
There's a possibility for sure of mermaids. Mer people.
Wait, of the three of those, you pick mermaids as being the most plausible?
Aliens for sure.
Oh, aliens
That's
before
not even a
mermaids.
Question. Yeah.
Okay,
aliens.
so there are definitely some of the living creatures out there for sure. Like they go through like, our Earth, our solar system, our sun, all the other stars are other suns for other solar systems. There has to be some other life out there.
For sure.
This ridiculous idea of the alien that showed up that was like 6 inches tall, that looks exactly like we thought an alien would look back in the 50s is weird. Like, why would it look exactly like we thought it would look?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Yeah. Like the one from Mexico?
Yeah, the one. Yeah. That's all BS.
Yeah. I don't know. I would hope that they would look a little cooler.
You think we look cool?
Cooler than them?
How do you? If you're them though, we probably look like aliens.
Yeah, I guess
right?
so. But I would want something to look like one of those, like a big monster kind of thing. You know, that would be sick. How am I gonna be afraid of that a little gray alien coming up?
I would rather not be afraid of aliens. I don't need people to come over and take over the earth looking like that. I'd rather little aliens that we can just go like that and they'd be gone. I'd flick them with my big finger.
Dang, dude. I wouldn't hurt them. I would just,
So then,
so what are you guys doing?
Right.
What are you guys doing here? What's your whole plan? Not that you have to check in with me or anything like that, but I'm just curious.
But then how do we categorize them? Like, are they then, do they have to apply for Earthling statusship? Like not, like they have to be like, okay, cool. I have a card that says I'm a resident of Earth, but I'm not actually a a permanent earthling yet.
I think there's way too much of that already as it is. And hopefully when we get to that point where aliens start to come, that we could be like, all right, well, like, all borders are down. We just all live here, you know?
And do we even want to get into what gender they'll be?
I just want to be if they're cool or not, you know? Because I think when you start worrying about, like, gender and sex and all that, that's like that's pause. Remember I was teaching you earlier?
Oh, that's pause.
Like, that's pause,
That's
bro.
funny.
Like, why do you want to worry about... That's like when you meet someone, you're like, well, do you have a dick or not? Like, what? Pause, bro. What are you talking about?
I don't really have those conversations.
Yeah,
with
of course. Me neither. So I'm not going to ask an alien. Like, hey, so... and plus, you could see it. I've never seen an alien with any sort of clothes on. They're always just butt ass.
Never seen an alien.
But I've seen, like, the one that you're saying from Mexico. Or...
Well, how do you know they didn't take his clothes off?
Oh, pause, dude. Pause. Dude, I think I was a little suit. I think I was a little suit. Oh, man, I don't know. But, like, I got too much other shit to worry about, you know?
Valid.
I have spots in my grass where they're yellow, and I'm trying to figure out how do I get it green again. So you want me to worry about aliens? I'm trying to figure out my fucking grass, dude. I got my own problems.
Good point.
You know? I think that's what everybody is always so worried about, these problems that they can't fix, because they don't want to worry about the problems that they can fix.
I'm with you.
You know?
Yeah, that's why people complain about governments and all the other big stuff that you're right, they can't do because they don't want to deal with the stuff that...
You still got to do your laundry.
Valid.
Even if Biden was gone, Trump was in, your laundry is still piled up right there. You're still living at home.
In your parents' basement.
For sure. You still hate your job. Like, when people hate their job, it really trips me out, because I'm like, statistically, there's probably 1,000 jobs within a 50-mile radius of you. Like, why don't you just go work somewhere else? Well, learn a new skill.
We talked about that. People like to complain.
Yeah.
People love to complain, and they
nature.
need something to complain about, and the job's just easy because everyone complains about the job except for like me, you, and a handful of other people.
Yeah. I love my job.
I love my job.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't, dude.
Really?
Yeah. Usually on Mondays. Because it's like, if you love your job, you won't hate Mondays or some shit like that. Still sucks, dude.
Well, when you work 7 days a week,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. You don't work weekends. That's why you don't like Mondays.
Yeah.
I work weekends. Therefore, Monday doesn't matter to me.
Oh, shit. You're a workaholic, dude.
No, I just have to work all the time.
You don't have to. Do you think you have to? What do you think would happen?
I'd get very depressed. We're going to go down this road this early.
No,
early in the pod, isn't it?
No, yeah, let's see. All right, we're only 12 minutes. We'll save that for an hour.
Bro,
from now.
We'll get into it, but if I don't work, I get depressed.
Yeah.
If I don't work, I get really not happy.
Yeah. I feel that too. We'll talk about it later. We're talking about aliens right now still.
Of course we are. And your yellow spots in your lawn.
I just started getting into lawn care. What is that?
Lawn care.
What is that called?
There's
like
a horticulture of the year or something.
where the dudes they do that as a living. Landscaper.
Landscapers.
Landscaping.
Yeah,
It's in my blood.
Well, part of it at least.
Honestly.
They speak Spanish
you
though.
know? Yeah. Only.
Right.
Name me one landscaper that you know that isn't Mexican.
Go to Florida, South Florida.
That's a different kind of Mexican.
No, they're Haitians, bro.
Oh, really?
They're all Haitians. All the landscapers down there are all from Haiti.
Haitians are hustlers, dude. It's the H. Haitian, hustler, same thing, you know?
Hispanic.
Hustler, Hispanic, hustler. Yeah.
Good job.
You know?
So I got a guy that you got to talk to about your landscaping.
He knows how to like bring the grass back to life.
He's a YouTuber that goes under the name The Lawn Care Nut.
Oh my God.
He's the landscape. He's a friend of mine. His name's Alan Hain. He is one of the most intelligent people when it comes to anything grass related. Trees, grass.
Ooh.
Like yellow spots. He'll be like, oh, what kind of grass is it? No, show him a picture. Oh, okay, so that's this kind of grass. It's yellow because of this. It's deficient in this. This is why you treat it. This is what you do. This will never happen again. He's really good. He's really good.
Out. Do you only hang out with YouTubers?
And you're a YouTuber.
I'm a YouTuber, not very successful. So make sure you guys follow us at Downstar Inc. on YouTube.
Follow, subscribe,
follow. One of your YouTube buddies got real mad at me. I think he got real mad at me.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to hear this.
I couldn't see his facial expression, so I don't know if he was really mad or if he he was just playing the part.
I can't wait to hear who this is.
If he would have lifted up the lens, maybe I could have seen his eyeballs if he was really mad at me or not. But
who are we talking about?
Your buddy, Chris Fix It.
How would Chris? I mean, this is how. No disrespect, but how did you and Chris even cross streams?
Random, huh? So there is this
pause.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I opened you up to the pause, bro.
Pause. Okay. I love it. Yeah, that was a good one.
So you and my friend Chris, who is actually he's a really good friend of mine.
Oh man, I think he's mad at me.
No, why would Chris be mad at you?
Because I said something about like insulting the people who open their vlogs and like, hey guys, and I said something on like a BMW comment on a video, and then I guess that's what he does. And no disrespect, I've never seen any of his content before, but I think he just opens up every video like, hey guys.
Yeah, hey guys, yeah.
And like people just like kept tagging him, and he even like said something in there.
Oh, that's why.
Like, oh shit, this guy probably thought I was taking a dig at him. When I just, me, bro, I'm like I'm half a stand-up comedian, so I'm always just doing bits.
Yeah, so I mean, people, when you're the largest automotive YouTuber in the world, which Chris is, people take digs at you. 9.7 something million subscribers. So he's legitimately the largest and hardest working, by the way.
Pause. Bro.
I can't say hard.
No, you can't say hardest.
I can't say hardest.
No, that's an ultra pause, dude. You're still learning, dude. Okay, so he's the thickest and he's the hardest automotive YouTuber I've ever talked to, and he deserves it. But people obviously take shots at him. Some people take shots because they just want the recognition. Got you.
But it sounds like you were just taking shots at just random people opening up videos. Sure.
I'm just shooting.
You're shooting. Pause. You're shooting everywhere you can.
Yeah, shooting at anybody's face. Pause.
Wow.
Does
your wife watch these?
Sometimes she'll watch this one for sure
because I'm on it.
She's waiting. You know how many people are waiting around with popcorn right now? This motherfucker's about to go. Wow, this is a wild boy.
This is not a wild boy.
Wild boy.
Yeah. So I'm sure that Chris probably doesn't remember, but it was probably just so many people tagged him. Whatever he responded, he just responded. But Chris is he's awesome.
You've seen his face before.
We hung out. We were in Japan together, bro.
So let me ask you this question again: if you've seen his face before?
Yes.
Okay.
I've seen his face.
So you've seen him without the mask.
It's a helmet.
Covering your face with a mask.
So here's the story about me and Chris. So I met Chris in Vegas at SEMA 2014 or 15 or something like that. We were at the same dinner. So Honda invited a bunch of YouTubers out to the dinner, and I was already invited because I do a lot of work with Honda. And Chris was there with a whole bunch of other people. I knew some of the people he was with, but I did not know Chris. I probably ran into one of his videos, but he does like DIY stuff, like how to fix your car, and I'm not really in that genre. So I meet him, I talk to him, and I look him up real quick. I'm like, damn, like this is impressive. So cool. We talked for a couple minutes, and I'm like, hey, let's get a selfie. He goes, I don't do selfies. I'm like, who doesn't do selfies? Because I don't show my face. I go, what do you mean? He goes, if you watch my videos, I never show my face. I'm like, why? He goes, my content is about the content, not about me. It's about what I'm doing when I'm teaching people on how to fix the cars. It has nothing to do with me at all. That's why I don't want to distract anyone. It's all about the content. And I started it that way, and it just kind of became a thing. And now like everyone wants to know what I look like. So now I just deliberately don't show my face. I'm like, that's crazy. My videos are the exact opposite. Like my videos are like, hey, it's me in my face, you know? Like what's on my t-shirt, literally on my shirt.
That's you.
So we start talking. We hang out just for like that dinner. And then like 4 days later, I get a DM from him. He goes, hey man, I met you at dinner a few days later, a few weeks, whatever it was ago. He goes, I talked to my friends. My friends said you're cool. So if you're cool with them, you're cool with me. I'm like, okay, cool. And then we just talked every so often. And now we talk almost daily.
So you can FaceTime him right now.
I could FaceTime him right now and he'd answer 100%.
Ah.
You'd love that, wouldn't you? That would be the best, wouldn't it?
No, it's all good, dude. Because he already thinks I was probably digging at him anyways. Bro, dude, I'm not trying to get like...
I can almost guarantee he doesn't know who you are.
Sorry,
bro. What do you want me to do? Well, that's the crazy part, though. Sometimes one person has a beef with someone else and the other person doesn't even know about it. There's people out there. There's a lot of people. Not a lot. There's a few people out there that have huge beefs with what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't even come across my table until someone brings it up to me.
Gotcha.
And like, bro, this guy says mad shit about you all the time. He's this. Like, he thinks about you 24/7.
Oh, pause. That's a super pause right there.
And I'm like, I don't even know who that dude is. Is that me?
Yeah.
Let me,
dude.
Let me shut this off.
Yeah, please do. Oh shit, Chris Fixit's calling you right now.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. We just planned it out of nowhere. So you're
Wow.
addicted, just like we were talking about it.
Stop it. Pause. You can't
No,
say
that didn't work.
more.
That didn't work.
Why?
Stop it. Pause. No. That doesn't work.
You said dick. Isn't that a pause?
Oh, did I say dick?
You said addicted.
Oh my god, dude.
I'm trying to play your rules. I don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, you're right.
How do I shut my phone off now?
You're gonna shut it off all the way? That's crazy.
If I start shaking, you'll know why.
Okay. Turn it on!
Bro, I don't want to be bothered by it.
Gabe, turn this on! Get on me shaking!
Anyway, so...
He's shaking.
But seriously, though, moving on, I think a lot of people in the industry have the same thing where people, I might comment something. It works both ways. I comment something on someone's page, whatever, some post that I have no idea what it is. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I've had people come up to me and shows me like, dude, I just want to say thanks so much. You commented on that one post of mine. It meant so much to me.
Oh, shit.
Right?
How do you feel about that?
Well,
that's interesting.
I get it because on their side, it meant a lot. On my side, it's a post that I commented on that I do 100 times a day.
Yeah.
Same as what happened with you and Chris. Chris probably gets hundreds of people doing shit like that, and he might just come back and be like, whatever he said. And to you, you're like, what the hell? This guy must hate me. You're telling people that, Chris Fix, this huge YouTuber, hates me. And it wasn't even a blip in his mind. Like, it's just gone.
Shit.
You follow me?
Yeah.
Happens all the time. It happens both sides, though. No disrespect.
I love you, Jason.
Bro.
I love you, bro.
Chris, I'll make sure Chris watches this. And he'll be like, Frank?
But he said,
what he said?
He
gotta bring it up.
He specifically said, I may say, hey guys, but at least I don't sell lame ass bolts like you, pussy. That's what he said. I'll bring it up.
You are full of crap.
No, I'm just kidding.
You're
the only person that I know.
There's no way you would ever say that. You're so full of shit.
You're the only person that I know that knows him. So that's why I just brought it up.
That's interesting though. But that makes sense, all right?
It does. I didn't know that was like his hey guys thing. Cause that's like everybody,
yeah. Hey guys.
Even when I was like trying to vlog, that was my thing. And I was like, fuck, I hate that I say that, dude.
Yeah.
And you know what else I hate? What is up? Cause people don't want to say what's up.
Yeah.
What is up? And it's just a thing.
Instead of saying what's up?
What's up? What's up, guys? Welcome.
Well, what's proper is what is up is what was up actually isn't even a word.
Yeah, I think the proper is kind of not what I'm looking for in that sort of when I'm consuming content, I think that the content that I consume is more on the like let it all hang out, say it how you say it how it comes to your mind, whether
what's up?
People like it. Yeah, what's up?
Can I tell you what I've learned a lot lately is that my speech patterns aren't what I thought they were. And the reason I know that is because of captions. So I'll make a video, I'll go captions, and I'm like, whoa, I don't say going to. I say I'm going to go.
Yeah.
And it says gonna go. And it's not going to go. And there's a bunch of stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I didn't know I spoke like that.
For sure.
Captions just does whatever, it basically repeats in text what you say, and I realize I talk differently than I actually thought I talked.
So how does that make you feel? Pause.
That wasn't a pause. Do you edit these yourself?
Yeah, but I don't edit unless you say some crazy shit, and then I'm like, Jason, we might gotta edit that out.
But you watch them.
No,
you don't watch them at all.
I don't.
Okay, so I watch a lot of my own videos, and just like when you see, have you ever seen a picture of yourself and been like, it's not what I look like?
For sure.
It's the same type thing. Like when you hear yourself talk or see what you're saying, you're like, wait, I don't think I talk like that, but you do. I take pictures of people with me constantly, and when someone says, let me see the picture, and they look and they're like, I need another one. I look bald. I go, you are bald. I look fat. You are fat. Like, I don't want to be a jerk, but the photo's not lying. You're lying when you look in the mirror.
Oh, shit. That's deep.
Right? Because you see yourself as you want to see yourself. The first time I knew I was bald or knew I was losing my hair, my wife showed me pictures of us like in Florida or whatever. And I'm like, who's that guy with you? She goes, it's you. I go, no, really. Who is that guy? I don't know who that is. She goes, that's you. I go, he has no hair. She goes, that's you. I go, my head doesn't look like that. Because when I look in the mirror, I don't see a big afro. I'm not, obviously, but I see plenty of hair. I look in the mirror and I see plenty of hair, right? But
so you are delusional, like
a photo,
all your fans say.
Bro, you know what I mean, though.
Yeah.
You look at yourself in the mirror when you get out of the shower, you're like, okay. But if someone takes a picture of you with your shirt off, you're like, you know.
Yeah.
Right? Same thing. You look at yourself, you see yourself differently.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't edit the pods unless I need to.
Okay.
I don't like to listen back because sometimes I don't like how I said something.
Sure.
Or how I approached it. You know, I'm very critical on myself, and there's no changing what happened in the past. It's just getting better.
Sure.
Better, you know. So I've actually, you know, been very critical about myself, trying, even though I'm bringing myself up now, trying not to bring myself up. As far as, you know, relating to someone, say if you said, you know, like, oh, I used to play football when I was younger, and be like, oh yeah, you know, I played football too. You know, I try not to do that and just let people do their thing. Especially when it comes up a lot when like people have been somewhere or traveled somewhere. It's always in me to be like, oh yeah, me too, or whatever. But I just don't like that, because that's one thing that I want to change. You know, certain ways of explaining myself, I want to just dial in. But I don't know. I just don't really like listening to them back. And it's just time consuming, dude. This convo is going to be like over 2 hours, and just sitting there and then just watching it and then editing it out. Like, nah, that's dude. True. I want it just to be as raw as possible, because like Makes I said, sense. If everybody that's here listening, I want them to get the full conversation as the way that
bits
it
and
happened.
pieces of
not
it.
bits and pieces. You know, I hate that, dude. Because like I was telling you at breakfast, the reason that I do this is for the conversation and having this flow of consciousness and these thoughts. And what I say sparks something in you, and what you say sparks something in me, and we're creating something. But we're not here creating to get the views.
Right.
Whether the views come, 10 views, 10 million views, this already happened, and it doesn't make it any better or worse. It just happened. And whatever people see and whatever they comment, that's their interpretation of this conversation, you know? I don't know. Living life.
Yeah.
Living life and loving life.
iOS 17.
I kind of just don't even like messing with all that shit.
Bro, I had to download it before I went to work yesterday. As soon as I could.
Hip. That's
why. I just want all the cool new tech. I want all the cool stuff you can do.
Because you're hip.
It's not about being hip. It's just about being relevant, I guess, and using technology to your advantage.
Okay. So, we're going to save that topic for later about relevancy, taking a break, and going crazy. We'll talk about that later. But that shirt, I like that.
You like this, right?
I like that. Who did the drawing for you?
My old company. It was used to be Launch Digital Marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of the guys out there designed it for me.
Oh, sick, dude.
This is, it went through a few iterations, as I told you at breakfast. Yeah, so they had these people draw it. And like, we're looking for like an image of HondaPro Jason, kind of like a cartoony type thing that'll grow with him. You know, it won't make him look too old or too new. And the first one they came out with looked very similar to President Obama, which I don't think I look like.
I want to see that, dude. I definitely want to see
I'll find it.
Don't turn on your phone right now, because I'm already thinking, you're already like, you know what? Let me turn my phone on right now and I'll show you.
So
that's the addiction speaking.
Yeah. So I've been using this as my logo for a while. I like it. I think it represents me. And I do this, you know, like all the pictures I take in. And basically, I think I started it just as like a, hey guys, everyone come into the picture.
Gotcha.
And it just kind of turned into it's me and everybody. Like it's all of us together, because everyone's kind of got their this, or you used to do something. If you do this, right? You do the one finger thing. So everyone's got a little something. Funny story. Anyways, that's my thing.
Let's get into this funny story.
No, this is a great story.
All right.
So I'm in New Jersey with a group of guys. So I'm working out there at Burns Honda, doing training for the salesman, right? After training's over the last day, a group of guys comes out to visit me, and these guys always come out to visit me when I'm out there. We go out to dinner, hang out for a little bit. Last time we went to go see the Rocky statue out in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Super cool. So we're taking a big group picture, and one guy's there with his family. And I take the picture, no big deal. Then later someone sends me a copy of the picture with an area that's zoomed in with this guy's kid giving the camera a finger. I'm like, oh man. I'm like, that's fine. You know what? So I sent it to the guy. I'm like, hey, listen, I don't know if you know or not, but your kid did this in the photo. He goes, I know. My kid's famous for that. I go, I'm sorry? He goes, we go to meets. Everyone wants to take a picture with him because he flicks the camera off every time. And it wasn't like that. Yeah. It was just like he was like holding something and like in front of it, like real gentle, almost like you have to see it to see it. But his dad knew and he was cool with it. And he just thought it was funny, and his kid has his little thing. So that's my thing. And his kid was like, oh, by the way, his kid was like 7.
Damn. What do you think like about 20. That?
I don't care.
Yeah.
I
would be upset personally.
So I think people get upset at things they shouldn't really get upset about, like kids swearing, kids looking at movies that have violence.
This is interesting.
Kids looking at like nudity. People go, hang on.
We're here, guys. We're fucking here.
Back it up.
30 minutes in, we're fucking here. Let's do it.
Back it up.
Yes.
What I'm saying. Shit. What I'm saying is, do I think, what age group watches this, by the way? Do I think that your 7-year-old should watch pornography? No. But is it?
Pause.
Is it?
Pause.
That's on you.
What?
No, that pause is your pause.
Okay.
Not my pause.
Okay.
I was talking strictly heterosexual stuff. You said pause, so what you watch in your own time might be different than when I watch in my time. We'll talk about that later. We'll get back to it.
Keep going, Jason. Keep going.
But it's like, oh no, my son can't see a set of boobs on the TV for some reason. My son can't see someone shooting someone with a gun on TV or any violence on TV because my son's too young to watch that. My son can't hear the word shit because he's too young for it. Like, and I'm not advocating all of that stuff. I'm just saying that I think people take it too far and they shelter their kids from everything. And then when the kids get older, everything's new and exciting. Oh my God, boobs and this and everything. Oh my God, I love it. And I'm not saying they're going to do that stuff, but I think it's more interesting to them because they haven't been around it. And so it's like, they're not as used to it, I guess.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? But my kids say stuff sometimes they get in trouble for, like things they shouldn't say, or they listen to things they shouldn't listen to.
Like music?
Music, I don't, you know what? My oldest is into banda.
Okay.
Heavy into banda music, which is all like Latin and Spanish music. So I don't know what he listens to. Like he could be listening to, you know, I want to do things to this person and kill this person and rape this person, and I wouldn't know because I don't know the music.
Yeah.
But my youngest one listens to like hip hop, like normal, like young kid, like popular type stuff. So every so often there's a song that I'm like, you're just, we don't use those words in the house.
Gotcha.
That type of stuff. But I would never limit his music. Music's an expression I think everyone should have.
Is it your oldest? Does he listen to banda or is it like corridos? Have you heard that word before?
I don't know what
because
that word
that
is.
is definitely like cartel.
Oh
straight
no,
cartel
no.
music.
It's stuff that you hear at like the Sweet 16 Spanish ones.
Like that?
Now here's you see this is the issue I have with that music. It doesn't really have a beat. It changes pitch all the time. It's like dun 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 dun. I'm like, there's no beat, there's no melody, there's no smoothness. It's like all over the board. He goes, yeah, that's what makes it great. I'm like, okay, but yeah. So, I think Ice Cube did a song with one of the banda guys that I thought was pretty cool.
Okay.
I don't know what song it is. See, here's why I use my phone all the time. I reference things and I use my phone to back them up. So like if I was like, oh yeah, you're like, oh, have you ever been to Japan? Yeah, I was in Japan. Oh, what'd you do? I did this and this. Here, let me show you. Oh, so Ice Cube did this video with banda. Let me show you. My son wears only sports apparel. Let me show you. Like I use that all the time to show people. Like one reason is like I'm on the plane, right? All the time because I travel constantly. I tell people stories. As I tell them the story, I think in my mind, this sounds like complete BS. Like the story I'm telling them, to me, if someone told me that story, I wouldn't believe it. So I grab my phone, almost like hey, it's true. Let me show you, because I sound like a crazy person when I tell them the story. So I show them.
Why is it so important to you if they believe you or not?
I don't want anyone to think I'm lying about stuff. Like, why would you?
Do you feel like people think you're a liar?
No, I think people initially don't believe other people, and maybe it's me. Like I'm really good. I'm one of those people that's really good at looking in the mirror, and like I would never think, oh, well, that's the way something is because I just say it. I always want to look at the other side. So there's a chance that I don't believe everything people tell me, and because I don't believe the stories people tell me all the time, I feel it necessary to back my stories up with fact so they believe what I'm saying. Because I'm like, hey, if someone told me this story about how this dude flew the Honda jet or how this dude met this person, how this dude travels all over, whatever the case is, like it sounds like those stories aren't true, at least to me. And maybe to them, these stories aren't even a big deal. They're like, I don't really give a shit why you've shown me a picture, but I feel the need to. But so I use my phone for that on the regular.
No, I believe you. If you tell me.
Well, you're my friend.
I believe you. Yeah.
I mean, I believe you if you told me something.
I'd be saying some crazy shit sometimes. But like, you know when I'm saying something crazy.
Yeah, most of it's about like BMWs.
Oh my God, dude. This guy. I didn't want to have that combo because you're just going to lie to everybody and everybody just think like, man, because they already think that you're in some sort of Honda cult. So if you start giving your honest, I'm throwing the quotes up, honest opinion about being BMW, like you're going to say, yeah, it was cool, but it's nothing like an FK8. People are going to be like, yep, definitely in a cult.
I don't know why I would say that. That statement doesn't even make sense.
Good.
They're in two totally different worlds.
Yeah, for sure. I love BMWs.
I know you do.
But I love Hondas too.
You
know what the thing is that's really ruined Hondas for me, or not even ruined it, just made me look at what I'm doing in this whole space as a whole, is the conversations being had. Not much substance is being had, when it comes to like everything is very surface level when it comes to Hondas. And I think that me, as far as where I'm going in my life, I've kind of passed any sort of like surface level anything, hanging out with people, spending time with people, the content that I consume, the things that I do with my free time, most of all of that has some sort of substance to it. Like, there's very rare occasions where I'll sit in front of a TV and just watch TV. You know?
I understand, but you're getting older.
Yeah.
And you're realizing that you don't have all the time in the world, and you have family and you have other things going on. And I think that what you said has some validity to it, because if you look at the average owner age of a BMW versus the average owner age of a Honda owners are more than, at least in the scene, like, you know, in like the scene that we're in, you know,
the culture, the community,
as enthusiasts or whatever. I think the scene's much younger when it comes to Hondas, right? Because if you look at, I'm turning 53 this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely on the older end of the Honda community. Like when I go to shows and stuff, I'm in the top probably 2 or 3% of the oldest people there.
Mm-hmm.
If I went to a BMW show, I definitely would not be.
For sure.
I'd be. So as people get older and mature, they act different, they talk different, they have different values, you know, they have families, everything changes. So what you say does make sense.
It really bums me out sometimes because, like, you know, I have so much love for the Honda community, and it's given me so many opportunities that I've capitalized on. And, you know, I've built a life for myself and my family, you know, and but I'll post something on my Facebook, which is, I love to see Facebook because that is more of like a census of everybody that I've known within the past, you know, 15 years or so, right?
Sure.
So I'll say something about, I don't know, maybe some sort of comparison, Honda, BMW, or something like that. And a lot of the things that people say, they really bother me as far as like, yeah, there's so much maintenance on this. Okay, so when you say there's so much maintenance on this, okay, but what are you doing to your Honda? Well, I rebuilt the motor, I pulled it out. Okay, so that's maintenance. What's the difference? Well, BMWs are just harder to work on. Okay, got it. That's it. So your level of knowledge, you want to keep it at this bar, right? That we have to agree on that, right? If you don't want to learn skills that are more difficult, if you don't want to tackle jobs that are more difficult, then you're going to want to stay at this level, right?
I think just because something was engineered differently than something else doesn't mean that someone doesn't want to learn it.
But what would be the reason for them to pick one or the other, when the reason that they're not picking the other being a BMW, they're not picking it because, well, it's a lot of maintenance?
Do you like blondes or brunettes? Given the choice. 2 girls in front of you, you don't know either one of them. One's a blonde, one's a brunette. Which one do you choose?
The blonde.
I choose the blonde too.
Well, see?
But do you not like brunettes? Do you hate brunettes? No, you just prefer one over the other.
Well, this would the thing would be, yeah, I don't want blondes because blondes takes too much. It's too much to dye the hair. It costs too much to keep the hair dyed or whatever.
I mean, those are valid.
That's the reasoning. So then the other thing, oh yeah, they cost too much or whatever. Cost is a relative statement, right?
Oh man, I do believe that some people crap on other things because they can't have what they want. And there are some people out there that probably crap on BMWs because they can't afford a BMW. If there are multimillionaires, some of these people, not all of them, some of these people would be driving BMWs or Mercedes if they could afford them. But since they can't afford them, they're like, oh, well, people crap on people that have money all the time. Oh, that guy's this or that, or he bought it. He should never buy Lambo. Those things are garbage. And he should, because they just can't. They're not in that area where they can buy them. So there might be some of that too.
So yeah. So why aren't they in that area?
I have no idea.
Because they don't see that as being of value for their exchange of time or knowledge to achieve those kind of levels where they could purchase things that they want. So that's what I'm saying. The space that I'm at as I evolve is somebody who is trying to maximize their time, their potential, and I don't see any sort of ceiling, which I do feel like a lot of people in the Honda community do see a ceiling that they put on themselves, and they use that ceiling as an excuse of why something is bad, when that's not. It's more of an opinion than a fact.
I don't think it's a Honda community. I just think it's people. I don't think it's a Honda community that's doing that. I think many people out there that aren't entrepreneurs, they work a job for someone else. They have a certain amount of salary, or they work hourly, and that's all the money they got. It's not Honda. It's everyone that does that. There might be more entrepreneurs driving BMWs than entrepreneurs driving Hondas. Therefore, those people look at things differently, and they might have different discussions with you because of it.
Yeah, I guess so. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm saying that if you don't make money, then you're wasting your life, because, like, to be honest, I really don't even care much about money. It's like a tool.
I agree. I think it's the people that are complaining. If someone's happy working at McDonald's, making whatever minimum is, 10, 12 bucks, whatever it is, and that's where they want to be and they're cool with that, then I think that's amazing.
For sure.
As long as somebody's happy, I could care less what they do. It's the people that aren't happy. We talked about this for a sec earlier. Like, yeah, people are bitching that they hate their job, they hate this. You're like, well, go find something else. Oh, it's not that easy. Some of those people just like to complain. Because you can talk to hundreds of thousands of people. They're like, I don't like my job, I'm getting something else, I'm changing it. And they do it, and they change it, and they're happy. You know, I was selling cars before I did what I did. I wasn't happy every day going to work. I enjoyed it. It was fun, but I wasn't like, oh my God, I love my job so much. I wouldn't, I do it for free.
Yeah.
I take as many vacations as I could. I worked as many hours. I tried to go in, sell a car, and go home as much as I could. Go out, go with my friends, party, whatever. Now, the career I have currently, I know you love this. I'd do this before anything. If I could support my family, I'd work for free. If I could make enough money that they could live comfortably, I would go to work every day, travel, do everything I'm doing without a penny. I love it that much.
Awesome.
I don't take vacations. I don't want to take any time off. I want to work as much as I possibly can work every single day.
So what kind of joy does it bring you?
Just the satisfaction of me basically helping other people. Because that's what my job really is all about. Like when I go to Honda dealerships, right? And I educate the Honda salesman on the technology. And when I do that, it helps them sell more cars. It helps them better understand the brand. When they sell more cars, they can bring home money to their family. When they sell more cars, more people drive Hondas, which makes me happy because I think it's a superior brand over everything. So all of that, I make videos explaining to people all about the Honda culture. I educate people, and that makes me happy. I've always wanted to be a teacher. Like almost my whole life, I'm like, man, it'd be really cool to be a teacher somehow, but I never went to college, not really great in school, and didn't really want to teach like third graders, fourth graders, fifth grade, whatever it was. I just never saw where I wanted to go. And then when Honda came along, this is perfect. This is like my passion. And I know it. I can learn more about it. I just started absorbing as much info as I could, knowing everything I can about the brand and the people that love the brand, and it just works. So
that's dope, man.
Yeah,
it's dope that you found something that brings you that kind of joy.
It took me a while,
but
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's hard to find.
Obviously, I think a lot of people aren't looking for it. I mean, how many friends do you have that work regular jobs? It's not their dream job, but they work for it, but they're not really looking for anything else.
Acquaintances, people that I know a lot.
You surround yourself with like-minded people, though, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
And if I don't, then I'm surrounded by less people. I think that's something that's definitely changed since the last time that we spoke. Because when we did the first pod, I think it was 2019.
Okay.
And then we did the second one, which was maybe
COVID.
2020.
The first one I think was before 19, but yeah, and then we did one during COVID because I was in Florida.
Yeah, so
full beard, I believe.
You had a beard?
I think so.
Oh shit!
Like
a
watch
big Mike kind of beard or what?
No one has a Big Mike kind of beard except for Big Mike.
You could grow one.
Mine have a lot more gray in it.
He's got a lot of gray. Too.
Does he?
He has like a little patch.
Oh, okay.
Right here. Shout out to you, Big Mike.
Yeah, and your patch.
And your patch. Pause.
Pause.
But so a lot has changed in my life.
Yeah.
That's been eye opening, humbling.
Okay. That's good.
You know, and it's changed my thought process on a lot of stuff. You know, and it's changed the people that I hang out with, the things that I do with my time.
Sure.
You know, in 21, I had my daughter, Frankie, which absolutely changed my life for the better. You know, it's one of those things that people say is like when you have a kid that you'll, it's hard to explain the feeling, you know, and that's just, you know, I guess some people feel that way, you know, some.
What are you gonna do? Every word I see it coming. Every word I see
and you're waiting for it.
His
and
eyes and he's like, "Here it comes."
And
I'm about to say it.
I'm
gonna drop a couple more little breadcrumbs. He's gonna grab one of them. I know he's gonna grab them. Watch this. Watch this.
And I'm not gonna hit you on it because I've thought about it this way, right? The way that I see family and the way that I see children is a reflection of my life and how I grew up and the things that I wanted and the things that I didn't, and the idea that I thought that life was going to look like.
Sure.
What I wanted it to look like. When I watch these certain shows or movies or things like that, man, I wish I had that. I wish I had that. Which others wish other things because maybe they never had that sort of feeling, you know. When I was younger, like we would all sleep with our doors open. I love you, good night, I love you, good night. Like that was my personal experience, and I tell my children, my wife, I love you like 20 times a day. Some people, oh, my dad never told me I love you, and me thinking about that, like that makes me feel a certain way from the life that I've lived and the way that I view life through my lens, my movie.
I don't think my mom or dad, if they said I loved you, it would be rare, like extremely rare. Not because they didn't.
For sure.
It's just, I just never had that. I just didn't have that relationship. I had an amazing relationship with them. My thing about the I love you thing has always been like people overuse it. They say it when they don't mean it. They just say it just to say it because someone wants to hear it. They want to hear it back to them and they feel all warm and cozy inside. I say it when I feel it in the moment. Like I'll tell my wife I love her when something happens and I realize that I love her. I realize I miss her. I realize that she's the one for me. I'm like, you know what? I love you. I don't just say it when I hang up the phone every time I hang up the phone. I don't say it every time I see her, every time I leave her, every time this and that. Just, you know, people are like, well, it might be the last time you ever see her. Okay, so I'm dead. She knows I love her. Like, what? It'll make me feel better when I'm dead because I said I love you. Oh my God, I didn't say I love her one more time.
For sure.
Like, so I'm not a fan of that. Funny story. I have a younger brother who lives in New York. I don't think you ever met him.
He's got a nice head of hair on him, right?
More than me for sure. So when he hangs up the phone with my mom, he says, I love you. And my mom says, I love you too. Every time. It's been for years and years, probably almost forever. So I never say it. My mom never says it to me. 3-4 months ago, my mom slips up. We're talking on the phone. She goes to hang up. She goes, I love you. I go, wrong son. She's like, oh yeah, that's right.
Oh my God, Jason. This fucking guy.
Yes.
But
it was so great. But I love my mom.
Yeah.
I love my dad before he passed. I love my family. You know, I love my friends. I had a friend that gave me a hug years ago. Gave me a hug. He goes, I love you. Oh, that's cool, man. I'll talk to you. And he didn't talk to me for like a month. I was like, bro, what's going on? He goes, I know you're mad at me. I just don't know why. I go, what's wrong? He goes, you didn't say I love you back. I go, does it mean that much to you if I just say those words? Like, they mean nothing. The words I'm saying mean nothing. So how about if I show you I love you with my actions versus just saying these words that you want to hear back from me because you said it to me?
Yeah.
That's all.
It's all relative. you know, because some things that are important to you don't mean anything to somebody else. And for you,
Sure.
for you to kind of undermine what that feeling means to them, I wonder how you would feel if someone were to do that to you in a different setting.
Let me ask you a question. Every time you say you love your kids or your wife, every time, so you say what? Every time you get off the phone?
Yeah.
Do you telling me that you mean it every time you get off the phone? You mean it from the bottom of your heart that you're expressing how much you love them? Or are you saying it because it's what you say before you hang up?
No, that because I talk to many people and I don't say that to them after. These people.
So what does your wife say to you when you say I love you?
She says, I love you too.
You think she says it because you say I love you?
I don't know her motives. You would have to ask her. I can only tell you from my point of view. But I think what my family means to me is more than what I mean to me. The way that the void that they have filled in my life,
okay,
is bigger than any impact, than anything that has ever happened to me in life at all.
That's fair.
As you would feel about a Honda.
Asshole.
But it's all relative.
No,
it's
come
relative,
on now.
you know?
Now you're
Okay, let me tell you this before you even go.
Hold on.
Okay,
Let me just real quick. That's how I feel about my career.
Mm-hmm.
My career filled a void in my life that nothing's ever filled.
For sure.
My career made me the person I am and made me happy and made me the way you feel is going to be real weird. But in a similar way you feel about your family for what they did for you is how I feel about my career and what they've done, what it's done for me.
For sure.
That's not a jerk statement, right?
No, it's a relative statement. So that feeling exists.
Right, of course.
No matter what it's for, that feeling exists.
That makes sense.
But I know for a fact, or not even for a fact because it hasn't happened, but I know in how I feel about things is if all of this were to crumble, if something was to happen where, we're not making Hondas no more, nobody cares about Bolts no more, no one cares about Downstar no more, nobody cares about anything.
Or the government
like
steps in and shuts everything down.
Whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah. Sure.
Whatever.
Yeah.
The government shut everything down.
Sure.
Who was there with me? If my business would have crumbled, if Downstar would have crumbled, if that gone, I still have my career. You get what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, of course.
I have my legacy. When I can look at my daughter and cry from happiness, when my son says something and he says the way he feels about me without even saying it, without even him knowing he's expressing his love and gratitude for me, that is my ultimate happiness and my ultimate goal, you know?
Okay.
And when we first had the first podcast,
yeah,
the way I felt about the things that you were saying then isn't how I feel about it now. You've seen life through your own movie.
Right.
Through everything that's ever happened to you in life is how you compute everything. Terminator. Sure. Okay, this is happening. Okay, this is why I feel like this. Is why I feel like that. This is why this has value to me. This is why this doesn't have value to me. This is why I love a Honda. This is why I don't love a BMW. That is you. How you're interpreting your journey in this thing that we call life. How am I going to tell you that you're wrong for valuing something over something, you thinking about something over something, if you haven't lived every sort of experience, every day, every minute, every second of life that I have, in the direction, in the way that I have? How am I going to tell you, no, you need to look at life like this instead of look at it like this, when I've never lived your life? So I can't tell you how to think about things. The most that I can do is tell you my experiences and how I feel, why I feel. And if you do bring something up to me which makes me question, like, you know what, Jason, that's actually a great point. I don't know why I do it. I don't know why I say it. I don't know why I say I love you all the time. It's just how I feel. I don't look at it as an obligation. I don't look at it as a checkbox of a thing that I have to do. It's just what happens. It's just a feeling. And
I'm not saying that you do it. I was simply asking you because I know a lot of people do it. They just say it. It means nothing to them, and that's what always bugged me. And this wasn't a recent thing. This is like a grown-up thing. For sure. Like, easy now. Just because I got a big water doesn't mean you got to get big water.
Ready? Go ahead. You can talk for 10 minutes. I'll still be drinking, dude.
Pause. So bro, the ASMR, whatever it is. ASMR through this microphone and headphone setup is sick. Like,
what do you think of the studio, man?
I think the studio is amazing.
Good, bro.
I think studio is outstanding. It's super comfortable. It's fun. I like the old one. This has a lot more life in it.
Really? Oh, good, man.
A lot more life in it.
I'm glad to hear that.
It also shows that, I mean, honestly, it shows you matured a little bit.
Thank you.
Right? Kind of like we were talking about.
Yeah.
I want to step back, though, for a second.
Sure.
You had said that you feel differently about the podcast now, looking back at it, than you did then. I didn't know you felt any sort of way back then.
It was very...
Like enlightening or shocking?
Very shocking.
Okay.
Of course. Because we haven't had a conversation. Because I can assume that your thoughts on raising children or being a husband or a family as a whole would be X amount. Just because that is my idea. So I'm thinking, okay, me being... someone in the same field as you, having some sort of same similarities in lifestyle.
Our kids are almost the same age.
Exactly.
I mean, they're similar ages, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So it was just an assumption, which that was my fault to think, okay, well, Jason thinks about life the same way that I do. So when you were saying these sort of things, it was very surprising.
Right.
But now looking at everything as a whole, if you've never experienced that sort of, and I don't even want to say that sort of type of love that I am used to, that I seek, that I provide, that I value so much. If you've never seen that, how can you see any value in that? That is the way that I was looking at it.
Yeah.
Or that's the way that I look at it.
I've always been very disconnected with people. Probably just on purpose. Just I see a lot of things black and white. So I try to keep my emotions out of a lot of the decisions I do. I've also seen a lot of the most successful people in the world put their career before anything. Like, if you look at whatever the top football, baseball, soccer players in the world, many of them put their career first. Otherwise, it wouldn't be the best, right? So it's their career first, which means they've been divorced, they've had bad marriages because they put their career first. Business people. Some of the top business people in the world have been, not all of them, there's some that are happily married and the same woman, whatever, but a lot of them go through divorce. And I think a lot of it is because they spend so much time and energy on their career and not enough on their family is why that happens. But if they spent more time with their family, they wouldn't be as successful as they were. Right?
Yeah, so that would make me ask you, how do you deem success?
Well, if you were the top of what you're doing, you're a basketball player, you're the Michael Jordan, you're a Honda enthusiast, you're a Honda brand advocate, you're the top of your game, you are the number one person in whatever you're doing. Mm-hmm. I think that's as successful as you can get. You don't have to do that. We talked about it. People can work a job and not be the best person at their job or the best salesperson and be okay with it. Me personally, I see no reason to do something unless you're going to be the best at it, the best you can possibly do. And it's always consumed. I was in bodybuilding for years, and it consumed my entire life. Everything. I had an eating schedule, and that eating schedule would take precedent over my job. If I had something to do with my job, but it was time to eat, I'm eating. I would, everything was all about food and working out. Everything. There was no, well, this one girl wants to go out, or maybe my buddies want to go drinking. I'm not drinking. Mm-hmm. I'm eating and working out. And if I can get a job so I can make money, that'd be great too. So I've always tried to be the top, putting everything I can into whatever I'm doing. And since, I found my passion with Honda, that's how it's been.
Gotcha.
Everything goes into this. But I will tell you, from our first pod, things have changed with me dramatically. In fact, in my mind. Mm-hmm. So, for instance, I live in Chicago. When I come out to California, which I come out here probably, 14, 15 times a year, maybe more. If I come out for an event on Friday, what I used to do is I used to do the event on Friday or Saturday. Then a bunch of us would go out Saturday night. I'd recover Sunday. I'd fly home Monday. Now, if I have an event on Friday, I usually do the event on Friday, fly home on the red eye, so I can be with my family. So that's changed a lot after thinking about basically my priorities, because my priorities are still my career. But when my career spills into hanging out with friends, partying, going out, now those aren't my priorities.
Gotcha.
My priorities are my career, my family. That's it. So I realized that I was using the going out partying time as an excuse to go out and party, saying, oh, well, it's part of, like, I'm out here on the weekend. I just worked. I'm going to go out for a little bit. I'm going to go home after. Now I skip all that and I go home. If I have a day, I just talked to my wife yesterday. There's a day I'm on a big tour right now, right? So I'm visiting 21 dealerships across the country. So in that tour, there's one day where I leave. Actually, I think it's California. I leave California before I get to Texas. I leave California on a Friday night. I had to be in Texas on Sunday afternoon. So I have like one day. Mm-hmm. Flying home to Chicago, spending that one day with my family, and you getting on a plane early that next day and flying out to Texas. And those are things I didn't do before the first time we potted. Just because I had to take a long, dark look at myself and the way I was speaking, the way I was thinking, and I was getting caught up in everything else I shouldn't be getting caught up in.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
It does. It does make sense. And I'm glad that a conversation that we can have can give you perspective. Not saying that it's the right, the wrong, or what have you, but perspective in a whole. I love perspective,
sure,
no matter what. Not perspective to make me change my idea to how somebody else wants it or whatever, but the way that I see is that there's a problem and I need the solution. Whether the solution comes from me, comes from you, comes from anybody, the end goal is the solution. So whatever perspective, idea, or what have you can get us there, that's all that matters to me.
As long as you realize that there's a problem.
Exactly. So I wanted to touch on something that you said was success, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the way that I see success is a case-by-case basis.
Sure.
Right? The way that I personally view success is at the end of my time on this earth, how has my impact been? What is the legacy that I'm leaving back as a whole? Not just in my business, but in every aspect of my life.
Sure.
As a father, as a husband, as a business owner, as a friend, as somebody who motivates, the example that I'm setting. So these are all of the aspects that I'm looking at.
100%.
So every one of those things, I am always critical of how am I doing, and I'm dialing everything in, because at the end of it, that is what I want to leave behind. So that's the way that I see success. Now, if you see success is that you want to be the best in your career, who am I to tell you?
That's my success is very similar to yours, because in my career, I'm helping people better understand something. I'm educating them. So the more people I can educate, the more knowledge I can give out there before I die. In your words, the more successful I am.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So,
if I can reach, if I can, let's say that I'm the best father and husband in the world, right? So in whoever's eyes, let's say that's just spending more time and energy and just spending more everything with my family, right? Which is what most of the people out there think that I should do to be that type of person. I only have so much time outside of that to reach so many people. So let's just say there's 100% of the people out there. If I'm the best father in the world, I reach 5% of those people because I'm being the best father and husband in the world. Let's say that I'm not the best in the world. I can reach 10% of the people because I can spend more time on my career. Let's say that I'm the worst father and husband in the world. I don't talk to my kids. I don't see my wife. I'm always working. I don't ever see them. Maybe I can reach 50% of the people. So what you just said is your legacy is how many people you touch, how many lives you change, how many people you affect. Well, then I shouldn't talk to my family at all because I'm allowed to then affect and change more people out there. So when I die, my legacy is much bigger. So I'm dialing that back a touch.
Got you.
And I'm finding a not really happy medium because it's definitely going to be weighted heavy, but it's the same thing you just said. When I die, my legacy is going to be larger than if I came home every single night and spent time with my family. If I was home with my family every night, no one would know who I was, which isn't important. But when you speak of legacy, that's what it is. People, it's what you're leaving people. I'm leaving people with the knowledge, with the education, with the entertainment I'm giving them. Me being home every single night, I can only reach so many people. I can only go to a few shows. Right?
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons
sure.
why this is not for me at all. This is for everybody else. You know, I love it. I think it's amazing. But the things I do for everybody else. I'm going the Honda meet this Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm off work on Friday. I'm off work on Friday. I'm going home for the night and then going to the Honda meet and then coming back home, I think, on Sunday night or Monday. But I don't need to go to the Honda meet. I could spend the time with my family. There's no money there. I'm not making money at the Honda meet. I'm going there for the people that are going there. I'm going there to support, the scene, support the enthusiasts, to bring content to people that can't go to the Honda meet, to support the Honda meet, support other companies that go out there, all that kind of stuff. So
got you.
I get very upset, as upset as I get, which is rare, when people say I'm being very selfish in the things I do, because it's, in my mind, is completely unselfish. Because all the things I do and all the places I go, like, what am I doing right here with you?
Unpacking.
But why? I have a 4.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
What I should do if I was selfish is I'd tell you I'm busy. I go drive 4.5 hours, go have a couple of drinks, go grab some food, go chill in the hotel, go do some other stuff, figure out a way to make money, go to work tomorrow. But yet I'm sitting here talking to you. Why? Just because I think it's entertaining for other people. It's good for you. It's good for me to unload. It's good for me to talk. But I'm not here because I'm selfish.
Got you. From your perspective. This is everything that we say is from
100%
our own perspective.
Yeah, if you think someone's a jerk or someone's cute or ugly or whatever, stuck up, it's your perspective of them. Mm-hmm. So yeah, of course, it's my perspective.
Got you. Yeah, I mean, so you have there's the things that I want to strive in, that all of those things equal my success as my time on this earth.
Sure.
Right? So one is not more important than the other. I'm if all of these things are important to me, I'm going to try to be the best in all of them.
Which means you'll be good at all of them. You can't be the best at 5 things. You can only be the best at one thing.
From you can get to a certain level.
You can be really good.
Where that level brings me the success.
Sure.
Success,
sure,
right?
Sure.
So say for Downstar.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So if I worked from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., the brand would grow. It would grow a lot more than it does now. If I focused 100% of my time, if I focused 80 hours a week on the brand,
yeah,
just saying time-wise,
yeah,
it would put me years ahead earlier.
Sure. Of course it would.
Right?
Yeah.
Determining that is my goal. That's what I want. That's what I want to be the best ever with this brand, right? That time is going to have to come from somewhere else, or
sure.
The time that I do spend on it, I'm maximizing the time, and that's just learning to be better with the skills and the tools that you have available. So when you're here, you're doing this, and you're focused, and you're not screwing around, and you're not on social media or what have you, you know?
Right.
In these 8 hours that you're here, you're maximizing your time. But that's assuming that I want to be the Kobe Bryant of selling bolts.
See, I look at it, why would you not? Like, well, why would you even do it from my perspective? Why would you do it if you didn't want to be the best at what you're doing? Like, why would you just want to be okay at it? Why would you want to be another company while there's all these other companies are up here and you're just chilling? Like, for me, I wouldn't want to put the time or effort into something to be okay. If I'm going to put the time and effort into something, I want it to be the best.
For sure. Then that time and that effort is going to be pulled away,
of course,
from other places.
100%.
So you pull it away from those other things that don't have as much value to your level of success that you deem.
I mean, there's going to be compromises.
There's compromises. And for me, these compromises come from myself. My delay of gratification, sometimes my sleep, the effort that I have to put in, the amount that I have to squeeze in, the knowledge that I have to consume.
There's some things that are uncompromisable to you. If someone called you up because they needed something from you on a Thursday afternoon or a Thursday evening, you're off work, it's time with your perfect example. You have work hours.
Yeah.
You don't answer the work phone. You don't get back to clients after work hours because that's your family time.
I mean, if I'm able to do it.
It's rare though. Like, you specifically put hours down, and there was somewhere where you had said one time that after this time, I'm off work. Don't bother me. Like, don't bother me after this time because it's not time for me to work. It's time for me to be out with my friends or my family. It's not work time. I don't have a not work time.
Got you.
Like, there's like, it's not just answering a phone call. If someone needed something and I had to go, just for instance, this never happened, but let's just say a local Honda dealership's like, hey, listen, we need something from you. You're the only one that can do it. We need you to come in and help us out at the dealership. And it's Thursday. And I understand that you're about to sit down for dinner. You couldn't stop me from leaping and going to that dealership to help them at any time. I don't care if it's 9 o'clock at night. I was supposed to put my son to sleep. My wife can put him to sleep.
So that you don't see that as part of your success as being a father and a husband because you're not giving your all at that, which is not me judging you or anything like that. I don't want it to sound like that, but just the way that you're saying things, if you're not going to try to be your best at it, why even do it? So when you finish, when you're off of this earth, when you look back and you have your report,
right,
the only thing that is going to matter is if you are successful with your career.
No, I think because of my success in my career, my family has income, right? And my family's also proud of what I've done. So could I spend more time with my family? Of course. And we could all quit our jobs and spend as much time as we want with our family. We could all just live at home and live off the government or whatever we can do to make money and just spend all the time with their family.
Sure.
So not escaping that question, but someone like Steve Jobs. Do you think Steve Jobs was a success or a failure?
I personally don't know.
And you know who Steve Jobs is.
Yeah, I know who he is.
So looking at what he's done, what he did, would you say he's a success or a failure? Because you know where I'm going. That's why you don't want to answer the question.
No. I think he's a success in business.
He's a success when you look back at his life and he has that list when he dies. Someone's going to go over that list with him and go, bro, you changed the world. The world he changed.
For sure.
He was probably the worst dad ever, right? The stories you hear, the movies you watch. His daughter didn't know him. He had a daughter he might have had 2 daughters, who knows? I don't even know if he was married. If he was married, was he married 2 or 3 times? You don't ever hear about that. He was not a family man. He was not a guy that he did what most people like that. They sleep in the office. They put all their time and energy into that to be as successful as possible. And like you said, when you die and look back, there isn't anyone that wouldn't say he wasn't a success. Elon Musk.
For sure. Well, let me just answer you. He's a success in business, right? You can't say he's a success as being a father if we don't know how he was as a father. You can't say he's a success as a husband if we don't know how he was as a husband. You can't say he's a success as a friend if we don't know how he was as a friend. He was a success in business. LeBron James is a success in basketball. Can LeBron James kickflip?
I'm not sure what a kickflip is. Skateboarding,
Skateboard
right?
trick, right? So
No.
he's not a success in skateboarding.
No, of course
so
not. He's not the best cameraman either.
Exactly. So if you don't value basketball, I don't value basketball. So what he has done, LeBron James has done, ultra successful. I recognize that. Even from the outside looking in, I'm not into basketball. I don't pay attention at all.
Right.
His what he has done has touched the entire world with his success in basketball. And if he leaves this earth being the most successful basketball player, and that is what he wanted to do, and that was his whole life goal, in your eyes, you are successful in life. It's all relative. Because
Sure.
if you're asking me if he was successful, I say, okay, well, this is how I deem success. So let me see how he did over here. Oh, right here, he's a 12 out of 10. Right here, he's a -3. Okay, well, I have to take all that into consideration if that's the way that I deem success.
What are you going to look at everything?
What about you're
going to look at the way he drives?
But the things that I deem as successful.
Okay, so you're going to look at obviously family.
For sure.
And then business.
Family, business, whatever you chose to strive in.
Well, he didn't choose to strive in family.
Well,
so
then,
how could he be a failure in that?
It's not in
you gave him a -3. That's failing.
If you're asking me, this is only asking somebody's opinion, because all of this is just opinion.
Sure.
So if you're asking me if somebody who is a 12 in their career but a -3 in family and friends and loved ones, I deem that as a failure, how I judge success.
Okay. Personally.
Okay. All of this is all personal.
Okay.
The way that you think about things is personally.
Right, for me.
For you.
Like, I would never judge you on your success based on how much time. In fact, I'm slightly jealous of people like you, slightly jealous of some of my other friends that go home every night to their family, get to, spend time and get to raise their children.
For sure.
Like, I don't have that. Because of the career I chose, and because of the way I choose to live my life, I don't have the time or the time, basically, is all it is. I don't have the time to spend with my family.
Because the way that you deem success in your career is a higher level than I do. So when you're traveling the world and you're going to all these shows, I'm jealous of that because it's like, wow, I wish that I was there. But me saying wishing is not really the right word, because I could be there.
Sure.
But I would have to give up this time that I decide not to do, because that would go against my goal in life, which doesn't go against your goal in life. Not saying your goal is worse than mine. Mine is better than yours. It's just different.
Right.
Everybody looks at things differently, right? And the way that I run my business, I'm sure there's somebody that could come in here and be like, well, why don't you have a kit for all Subarus? Why don't you have a kit for all Mitsubishis? Why don't you have domestic kits? Why don't you have this? And my answer would be the time and the energy and the mental space that it takes to reach all of those goals is not something that I want to trade my time for. All of this is just an exchange for time. This right here, you say we're having this conversation.
Yeah.
This 2 hours is an investment in time, and not to see, well, maybe this is going to become views. Maybe we'll get more customers or whatever. This is me investing time in this conversation.
Sure, me too.
Wanting this to happen, this conversation, and just to be able to talk, because I love talking to people. I love talking to you.
I love talking.
And
I love you.
I love you.
No pause.
Thanks, no pause. You know, and it's just how people deem things. The guy that comes in and tells me that I'm running my company like shit, that I'm leaving so much opportunities. Why are you even wasting time on the skateboard shit? You're not making money from the skateboard shit. You should focus on buying more product. You should get a loan so you could get products at cheaper. Okay, all of that shit, what does that have to do with my end goal? Well, you can make more money. I got money. That's not a problem.
Right.
Well, you could... And then you get to that level. Okay.
Right.
What do you want Downstar to be? Because you're not asking me. What do I want Downstar to be?
Right.
I don't want to have to fucking clock in at a job. I don't want to have a boss. I don't want to have anybody to answer to.
Yeah.
If I want to fucking make 50 skateboards that are going to sit on the shelf, if I want to give them away for free to kids at the skate park, and it's not going to bother me, if I don't have to check how much this is before I buy it, if I don't have to worry about going to breakfast or going to dinner, that's success to me. What about your yacht? The fuck do I want a yacht for? You know, you want a yacht. I don't want a yacht. You know, I want a BMW.
Sure.
You want a FK or FL5. What the fuck does it matter? That's what you want.
Right.
This is what I want. And this is how we see things differently. And I get it, bro.
Yeah.
If that's your end goal of success, you're doing everything you fucking need to do. And if when you're home, you're putting in the most quality time, if you're doing it.
That's what I've learned.
That's up to you to judge. Nobody else to judge. The only people that are going to judge that, and this is only fact, is your future relationship with your wife and your children, and how they experience love and when they have families. You know, and then when you talk about like the more reach or what have you, right? So you say that your parents didn't say, and I don't want to cross any lines, and I don't ever want you to think that I'm judging you or anything. No,
I'm with you.
This is how I break.
I'll correct you if you're not saying what I think you're saying.
I'll put it back on me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I look at the way that I was raised. Like, damn, okay, there are things that they did right, the things that they did that I don't like that they did.
Right.
How did my parents learn how to be parents? Okay, well they from their parents,
obviously.
Okay, so let's take it back a little bit. Who were my parents' parents? Okay, let's keep going back. Who were their parents' parents? And you see, it's either getting worse or it's either getting better. But the end of the bloodline is here. Right. The end of your bloodline is you. And how you determine that the bloodline is going to continue is on you. So for me, my son, my daughter, they're never going to know the life that I grew up living. They're never going to have to grow up in the places that I was living. They're never going to have to not have a bedroom. They're never going to have to share a room. They're never going to have to not have a TV in their room. Right. They're never not going to have like have to question these sort of things. And those are the successes of my parents, where they did their best job
Sure.
to create me and put me into the world and be like, this is the best that we could do from what we knew here.
Right.
So it's on me to do a little better than them, do worse than them, or do light years ahead.
Sure.
But my son and my daughter and my wife are never going to know a life that was prior to us, because they're already, they have more ammo, they have more knowledge,
Sure.
they have more tools in the belt to approach life. So these conversations that I have with my son, and I break down life to him as I see it, those tools weren't given to me when I was younger.
Sure.
So now he has those certain tools. So when he has a family, maybe he's going to reach levels of success at earlier in life and experience a successful life earlier and have more time to experience that.
And he might look at his kids and say, you guys aren't going to know how I grew up. You guys are going to have a much different life than the life I had, for whatever reason, whatever that is. But did your parents both work 9 to 5s when you were growing up?
My dad did, but my mom didn't.
She just didn't work?
Yeah, she didn't work.
So my mom also didn't work. My dad worked midnights. And growing up, I was always like, oh, wow, like my dad was around, but he worked midnights, and then he went to sleep when he got home. And then he'd get up in the evening time and go to work.
Yeah.
So I saw him in the evening. And so a lot of times I had thought, my mom and dad when I saw them, they're always together, always holding hands, always on the couch, always loving. They were always together, never fighting, never nothing. I was like, wow, I always want to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to be like my dad, where I'm always working. I'm always not around the house. Like I want to be with my family more than my dad was with us, just because he's working midnights. And sure as shit, you grow up just like your parents.
Yeah.
So me and my wife are very loving together. We're always holding hands. We're always kissing. We're always on the couch together. We're always next to each other. We're always together when we're together. But I realized, I look back on it, I don't know, maybe only a couple of years ago, and I said, wow, I'm not with my family. I always said I was going to be there.
Yeah.
And I realized that the career path that, I chose or was chosen for me or whatever ends up just like my parents.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
How does that make you feel?
It's fine.
Well,
I'm 100% okay with not just the decision I'm making, but the future of those decisions. I get it. I'm not, we said this in the last one. I know that down the road, probably both of my kids, but at least the younger one, will probably have some resentment towards me, saying that, you weren't always around. And that's why when I'm there, I spend a lot more time with them than I would before, especially after the last pod or whatever, just made me realize stuff. So, when I'm home, he's very much like, hey, today's boys' day. I don't want mom around. It's just going to be me and you. Me and you are going to go out and go do something cool. And we go and do whatever it is.
Yeah.
For the whole day. And we'll go out and be like, I'm like, oh, so what do you want to do? He goes, I don't know. Let's go to the city. And the city's like 45 minutes from me, plus traffic there and back.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. We're going to go to the city. But he's very he wants to spend as much time as he can with me because he knows I'm going to be leaving soon. So I think that's great. So he realizes it. Will he be resentful later? He might be. But he knows, he knows I love him. He loves me. And there's no I wish I never had kids, waste my time. These kids suck. My family sucks. Nothing like that.
Yeah.
I love my family and I want to spend as much time as I can with them. So the time I'm able to, I do. It's just not that much time. But that's
I feel you, man.
No, and again, like we said, a lot of my friends talk to me and they're like, oh wow, I really wish that I could travel like you. I really wish that, everywhere I go, a lot of people say, you travel the world, you get to see so many things. I really wish that I could do what you do. And almost every one of them, if I have the time, I said, cool. What do you do when you're off work? He was like, I go home. I go to a hotel room. When I'm off work, I go to a hotel room. That's where I go. You go home to your wife and your kids. You sleep next to your wife. I sleep next to an empty bed. So I'm not saying that so I want them to pity me. I'm saying that because people all the time think that what I do is awesome, which it is. but they think there's no other side to it because I don't talk about it. When I get back to the hotel room, I don't go on my phone and go, oh, alone again, missing my family. This sucks. It's me in the bed and that's it. So see you guys in the morning. I don't talk about that at all. So people don't see it. So people only see the glamour, the quote glamorous stuff, you know?
But do you feel it?
No, not at all. Not even a little bit. I feel it. I have I think it's a unique ability of living in the moment 100%. So when I'm here with you, even though we're talking about what's going on with my family, I'm not really thinking about that. The time I think about it is when I'm done with work. I'm done with on Friday. I've been out here for a week. On Friday, Friday or Saturday, I go home. Maybe Saturday morning, I go home. On the way home is when I'll think about it. On the way home, I'll think about how much I miss my family because I'm done with work. I'm in work mode. Mm-hmm. When I'm in work mode, I see and hear nothing else. Doesn't matter what's going on in my other life. You know, bills aren't getting paid, or whatever the case is. My mom's sick. Someone in my family has cancer. Someone's dying. None of that stuff even crosses my mind. Not even a little bit. I'm in work mode. I'm just zoned in. I'm doing my job. That's it. When I'm done with that, then everything hits me. So I couldn't do what I do otherwise. If I was a normal person that thought how much they miss their wife all the time and miss the kids all the time, I couldn't do my job. I'm gone too much. I couldn't concentrate on what I'm doing because in the back of my head, I get thinking about my family. I should be with my family. I should be with my family. What am I doing? Where's my son doing? What's my wife doing? I should be with them. I couldn't do what I do. So I just turned that off.
What makes you think that you can't do it?
What do you mean?
That you can't do both things at the same time.
I couldn't concentrate. How could I? Do you think that? I'm going to throw out stuff that I think you can relate to more than just me.
For sure.
So do you think a Michael Jordan or a Kobe Bryant or whatever on the floor in the middle of a game is thinking about their mom with cancer or their wife that might be cheating on them or whatever the case is? No, they're zoned in. You hear it all the time. You hear it from every professional player ever saying, I don't even know what happened on the field. Like, I know I threw the ball, but I don't remember letting it go. And it was a perfect throw right in the end zone. I caught the ball. I started running. I don't remember running, but I was in the end zone. They just go blank. Like, they're zoned into what they're doing. Nothing else in the world matters except for what they're doing right now.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's it.
Like when you're snowboarding.
Same idea. Or you're skateboarding.
You're focused on the trick. You're focused on not getting hung up on a rock falling off. You're focused on your balance, right?
Sure.
But you're not on the skateboard for 4 days straight.
You're right.
So you shutting that off is you not wanting to think about any of that at all, because you're not at the dealership.
No, you're
the
right.
whole time.
No, I'm not at the dealership the whole time.
And
I'm done. You're right. I'm not at the dealership the whole time. And yes, of course, I think of my family, but I don't think of my family where it's like I really need to go home now. Like I don't think you can control. You can't control like love or your feelings. You know what I mean? Like when those feelings come over you, you can't really be like, oh, I'm just going to forget about how much I miss my family right now. And I'm just going to do my job, because it's always just going to be there for you. So it's just an emotion. I suppress or forget or push aside that emotion so I don't have to worry about it and just concentrate on where I am, the work I'm doing. So I go to work, I go back to the hotel room, I edit videos, I eat some dinner, I go to sleep, I go to work. And then at the end of this, I think about how much I miss my family on the way home. I spend my time with them as much as I can and then back to work again. So.
Got it. Perspective, man. It's just about how you see the world and how you decide to spend your time, you know?
Sure.
Whether if you ask for an opinion on what would help,
I'm not.
Then you're good. Then you're chilling.
people give me their opinions.
For sure.
I'm happy. Would my family be happier if I was home all the time? Yes and no. I think the idea, we'd be much happier. But the fact that I'd be miserable, they wouldn't be happy. They wouldn't be happy to see me miserable. Right?
For sure.
So you can't, in this situation I'm in, I don't think you can have it both. I don't think I can be home all the time with them and be happy all the time, not doing what I want to do. And because I wouldn't be happy, they wouldn't be happy.
Two things.
Yeah.
Being present isn't always about being physically present and being home.
100%.
And then the
I'm getting caught here. What am I getting caught on? Something's pulling me.
Then the what I want to do, that statement is a selfish statement. Now you can determine, selfish is a word and it's a definition to what that action is. Whether you deem that action negative or positive, it's just a word. You're just defining it. That's a red shirt. However you feel about the color red is up to you. So you doing things for yourself, that is a selfish thing. So sometimes, put it on me, there's sometimes that I need to be selfish, because if I'm not selfish with doing something for myself, it manifests itself in other ways, and the people that I love don't get the best version of me. So I need to do something for myself. I need to do this. I need to have this conversation. I need to do this podcast because I'm so passionate about podcasting.
I think you want to do the podcast. You don't need to.
No, I need to, because I need to create, because I need to do something that is for myself. I need to go skate for an hour because I just need this for a time for me, just not think about anything, go skate, go have fun, and that's it. And that's selfish, because I have to do it for myself.
I don't know. I think you want, like, I don't have to be here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to be here. Do I?
No.
With you, do I need to be here?
No.
I want to be here.
Yeah.
So is that selfish?
It's for yourself. Because if there was something else that you could be doing with your time.
There is. I could be working. I have videos right now that are late. They should be edited right now. I'm not editing them.
So
I have stuff for other companies.
For sure.
I should be doing. I'm not doing them. I'm here because you want me here.
For sure.
I'm here because you asked me to be here.
For sure. And that is a choice that you decided to make.
And that's selfish.
Which, if it's for your own enjoyment, it's for, well, I don't know how you view this. You know, if you view this as like having a stimulating conversation, or if this is something that is going to go towards business, and this is good towards like the whole, like my brand, you know what I mean?
I'm here because you want me here.
Yeah. Cause you know, this
helps you.
If you didn't want to be here.
If I didn't want to be here, I wouldn't be here. That's not the point. Point is I want to be here. I don't need to be here. I want to be here not because I'm selfish. I didn't come here because I'm selfish. I didn't come here because this is going to self-serve me in any way.
Mm-hmm.
I did this because it's your podcast. I know you like having me on. I know you like talking. I know this is your gig, and I know you want this to get bigger and bigger and do more and more with it. So I'm here again. I have a 4.5 hour drive. There are a bunch of other shit I should be doing, I need to do other than here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here because I want to be here. I want to be here because you're here.
And a want is
again, how is that selfish?
It's like I said, it's all perspective. It's how we see things.
You think a want is being selfish. If you want something, you're being selfish.
It's self-serving.
Okay.
All of this is this, having this conversation from my perspective.
Right.
Taking this time to do this is all a selfish thing, because this time could be dedicated to other things that need to be done. as far as, work, taking
Sure.
care of work,
Sure.
Making the machine grow,
Sure.
answering emails, answering calls, on social media. Those are things that need to be done, but I don't need to do this. So this is something that is self-serving. So for me, I don't do many things that are self-serving. The word selfish has such a negative connotation to it.
Sure.
But it's just a word. Self-serving. This is self-serving. When I skateboard, it's self-serving because that is not helping anybody else out but myself.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm just trying to think in my life if a lot of the stuff I'm doing is really self-serving, or if I'm doing it for other people, or if I'm saying I'm doing it for other people, but it's really just self-serving.
Those are very hard conversations,
'cause-
and those are the conversations you have to have with yourself.
Sure.
And you have to be the most honest and most critical with yourself.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I do a lot of stuff, that I don't need to do. I do a lot of stuff for free. I do a lot of stuff without getting paid. I take a lot of time and energy and effort out of my days, weeks, years doing stuff without getting any monetary return. So in my mind, I'm doing that for other people. But am I doing it just for other people, or am I doing it for myself? Like, let's say I go to an event like H Day. Okay, and let's say I go to H Day, I don't make any money at all. Like, I go out there for free. I buy the ticket, or I buy the gas. I go out there, I buy my hotel room. I spend the day out in the sun. I burn my, bald head. I do all this stuff. I say I'm doing it for the fans that are out there. I'm doing it so I could, entertain them and bring the car. They didn't see the car in person. I brought them. I met them. I signed autographs. I do all this cool stuff as a celebrity there. In my mind, I'm doing that all for them. But then there is that gratification when I'm out there. All those people coming up to me, wanting to meet me, want to take pictures with me, wanting me to sign them. I go up on stage and people go crazy. Like, there's some self-gratification in doing that. But in my mind, that's not the reason I go there. I don't go there for that. I don't need to go all the way to H Day for that. I can go to local events. I go there because there's people there that haven't met me yet that want to. There's people there that haven't seen my car that want to. And I want to support, me going out there helps support that event, helps support the vendors that go to the event, helps support the whole industry, the whole culture. So, but.
And all of that is you looking at yourself and saying that me being here is going to do X. Me being here is changing that person's life. Me explaining this new feature is changing that person's life. All of this stuff is all opinion.
Totally. And it's all slanted from my angle.
For sure.
Somebody else can look at it going, he's so selfish. He should spend time with his family. He shouldn't be out there because that's such a bullshit move for him. He's so selfish. He wants to go out there and, do car events and not even get paid when he should be at his family's. He should be with his family, not getting paid, helping raise his children.
Yeah.
But he's being selfish and going out there, which is crazy to me because in my mind, it's the exact opposite. Like, I couldn't be any more unselfish, but the perspective is different. And they think they're right, whoever would say that. And I think I'm right.
I think
right?
It's not really
not right
who's
or wrong.
right or
You're
wrong.
Right. It's just
but
opinions.
It's the problem, ways of attacking the problem. Now, the first thing is, if you don't see a problem, it doesn't fucking matter.
Oh.
But the thing is,
say that to an alcoholic.
if they don't see it's a problem,
then it's no problem.
not to them.
Not to them. You left that part out.
Not to them.
Not to them.
So all of this, so that's my point.
Yeah.
None of this is a problem to you.
Right.
You're the alcoholic.
Right. It could be a problem to other people.
Who? Right? Who?
I'm just saying that it could be.
So if you don't see that all of this, if you don't see any sort of problem in the way that you're thinking about things, there's no problem. But if there's a voice inside of you that thinks there's a problem, that's that voice.
You kill that voice. You step it, you crush it, you kick it, you stomp it, you go like this to it.
Let me tell you this.
That's
right?
what you do, boy. You don't let those little voices mess you up.
So this is the voice, right? Everyone has it. It's called your bitch voice.
Okay.
And the bitch voice is the one that I'm put everything on me.
Yeah.
You're doing this podcast. Who knows? One day this could inspire something in somebody that could change their life. Who knows this conversation that you have? You know, you deserve this time. Like everything else can wait. Like you deserve this. You work so hard. You know, that's the voice.
That's the bitch voice? No, that's the other one.
That's what you think. That's what there's the bitch voice is the voice that has justifications for all of your actions. But if you feel that there's some sort of something of your actions that is not going to get you where you want to go, that's the voice that you need to listen to. When you're on a diet and you say, man, you know, I worked hard, dude, you know, I'm going to have a cheat day. That's the bitch voice. The cheat day, I'm going to have this because that's the bitch voice. Because the boss voice is the voice that's telling you that's not our goal. We haven't reached our goal.
No, 100%.
You're not at the weight that you said. You haven't reached that goal. So why are you taking that break? Well, I've been working hard. I work hard for it. What's this going to do? That's the bitch voice. And that's that battle that you have inside of you.
You know what's funny? Our bitch voices are completely reversed. Because my voice says, well, maybe I should take a couple days off, go see the family. And my bitch voice says, what are you talking about? You need to keep working. You haven't achieved the goals you want. You need to stay out there. You need to keep going. You need to keep hustling. You need to keep pushing harder. Make more videos. Make more content. Keep working. Don't sleep. Don't eat. Keep going. So our bitch voices, from what you just told me, sound like they're almost reversed because our interpretation of our goals are not reversed, but different from one another.
You name whichever one you want. You can name it whichever one you want.
But you know what I'm saying, though?
You could call it the bitch voice, the boss voice. You could call it the devil, the angel, and you could put whichever title you want on whichever one. And
the point is the one you have to squash. The negative one. The one that prevents you from doing what you're really supposed to do. That's the one you got to squash.
Which you deem what you're supposed to do.
Who else will deem it?
Nobody else. That's why I said
you're the one.
That's why I said it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you deem what you're supposed to do.
That's why it doesn't matter what anybody else says. So like if you feel, because it's all about your feelings inside, your moral compass, how you feel.
Everything.
So if you feel like everything you're doing is gonna get you where you want at the end, when you reach that end of the road, that's the voice you listen to.
Well,
and then that is totally up to you, because those are the conversations that you have within.
But you think, let's say that you smoke pot every night. Mm-hmm. You get high every single night, and you know that you're going to accomplish more if you didn't get high every night, but you still get high every night.
For sure.
And so the voice inside you is telling you what? You know, you don't need to get high every night. Like, you could probably accomplish more shit if you didn't do this. And, well, this is what I'm supposed to do. Like, this is what's good for me. Like, this is okay. You're just making excuses, right?
Yeah, that's the bitch voice.
Right.
The boss voice is that one that's questioning you.
Right. I'm with you.
And that,
yeah.
That on that conversation.
Right.
I smoked every single night for years on end. And about 4 months ago, I said, I'm not doing this. And I've probably smoked less than 10 times within those 4 months.
Oh, you personally?
Personally.
Okay.
Because I had that conversation. And you know, the bitch voice was saying, you have so much stress on you, man. You have so much stuff going on.
Sure, you deserve this.
You can't
relax.
turn this. You can't even turn your brain off. How are you going to go to sleep without even smoking? What? Sure. Your brain's going to keep racing, and then you're not going to be able to wake up in the morning because you didn't get a good night's sleep. That's the bitch voice. The bitch voice is the one that's going to make you have the easy ride.
Sure.
So you have that voice inside of you, and you have to determine which is which, and you have to determine that I'm not listening to that because I don't want to listen to that, because that's a conversation that I don't want to have, and that's a road that I don't want to go down. I don't want to not smoke.
Right.
I want to smoke every night.
Sure.
But then I start eating more. Makes me feel groggy in the morning. It's not a good example that I want to set to my family. I don't want to have any sort of crutches that I have to do to get through this. I don't want to have to use it for anxiety. Okay, I have anxiety, but have I been working out? How's my eating habits?
Right.
You know? So I have to be the most critical with myself if I want myself to be the best, baddest motherfucker that I can be on this planet.
Right.
Best version of me.
Right.
So you have to look at yourself and say, and not you, just anybody listening.
No, I know.
Am I being the best version that I can be?
Right.
And however you decide to answer that, that's on you. Because it's like cheating in college. That shit ain't helping nobody else out. You know?
Right. Sorry.
It's not doing anything for anybody else. You're just cheating. You're spending money to cheat. It's stupid.
Right.
You know?
Right.
You're cheating yourself out of being the best version of you that you can be.
Do you have to consider other people though?
If that's what I value.
Okay.
If I value it, the people that I need to consider are the people that I value and the people that I have an effect on their life, and people that I deem part of my success.
Sure.
So I have to value the opinion of my wife, my son, and my daughter.
Right.
Everybody else is going to fall in line.
Sure,
long as all three of them are happy, that's all that matters to me. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to be a bad son, that I'm going to be a bad friend, I'm going to be a bad employee, be a bad coworker. That doesn't mean all of that. But it just means maybe all of these people aren't going to have the same opinion of me that these three people do, which is okay. Because, like, there's friends that I have, and if we add up the hours that we've spent face-to-face together or that we've communicated, you're talking maybe, like, 3 days total.
Sure.
In 365 days.
Sure.
How about my family? Right. Those are the only people that matter. And as long as I talk to my wife and she's happy about the father that I am, the dad that I am, the husband that I am. If I talk to my son, if he's if he feels that way about me, okay, my job is being done.
Sure.
As long as Downstar has the name that it does and it has the reputation that it does. Now what happens if, I haven't got my package, they're scamming me, and you start seeing shit pop up. I'm not taking care of my job. So I need to make sure that I take care of my job here. Well, I can't do that right now because I'm dealing with family. Okay, you're not as badass as you thought you were because you couldn't juggle all of these things, because you're failing at one and you're winning at another. But you're averaging, you're not succeeding. You have to see your averages. So then now I throw in another thing. Okay, now I want to be on a softball league, If I'm not trying my hardest when I decided that I'm going to dedicate this time to playing softball, I'm failing at that, and it's going to bring my average down.
Do you have time for a softball league?
If I wanted to, but I don't have the value. It doesn't give me the value.
I think we have a lot of time. I think we have a lot of time for a lot of stuff. It's just like you said, what we value, what we want to make time for. I realized how much time you waste just watching TV, just doing stupid shit that doesn't push you any farther. Doesn't make you a better person. Doesn't make you more successful in life or in business. So, TV is just one of many things I think that a lot of people can cut out. But I think me and you, we're both very busy. We're both, our schedules are pretty packed. We don't have a lot of downtime, no pun intended. But the time we have, I think we make the best use of that, whatever small downtime it is.
Yeah.
But I still think me and you can probably both be on softball teams.
Yeah, for sure.
We both could exercise more and do more stuff. We just made more time. Speaking of which, I didn't want to interrupt you earlier, but I just had noticed, I was looking at your ring on your finger.
Yeah.
And I forgot what you looked like 6 or 7 years ago. I was like, man, his fingers look so thin. I'm like, oh, that's right. Because you used to be a lot bigger.
Yeah.
A lot bigger. And you had slimmed up, and now
That's
you look great.
crazy.
You had slimmed up.
Thank you.
You had slimmed up a lot. Like, you had slimmed up like almost too slim, in my opinion.
For sure.
And now you're just like in really good shape. You know, you just
Thank
look
you.
really good. You're welcome.
I appreciate that,
Yeah.
bro. And you know, that goes into everything that we're talking about.
Of course.
Right? I always wanted to do that 75 hard challenge.
Yep, we talked about that.
Andy Frisella is somebody that I look towards for, you know, tools.
Yep.
To navigate through life, and
Sure.
he created this program, and it was one thing that I needed to test myself on, and my bitch voice was giving me so many excuses of why I couldn't do it. Well, you don't have no time, you don't have this and that, bro. After doing that shit for 75 days,
It changes your life.
I know that everything, that my bitch voice is so distinct now. I can tell exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Because I've reached a different level of discipline that I would have never reached if I didn't do that. So that's why I'm able to dial it in and know, like, yo, you're being a bitch right now, bro. The way you're thinking about stuff is being a real bitch, you know?
Right.
And it just all depends on the impact that I want to leave as far as the legacy of me as a whole. Frank Garcia, what did I do as a whole? Not Frank Downstar, not the owner of Downstar. You know, it's what I want my report card to be at the end.
What do you want on your tombstone?
Pepperoni. You get it, right?
Yeah,
you remember that? You get it?
Yeah, I get it.
I don't know, man.
So what do you want on your headstone?
Being wrong never felt so right.
Is that really what you want on there? After all the conversation we had, seriously, what do you want? Do you want? You want Frank Garcia, beloved father, husband and son, or do you want Frank Downstar Garcia, or do you want your logo on there? Like, honestly, what do you want on your tombstone?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to say, dude, because like my logo is me, which is kind of like weird, but it's Downstar is such a part of me that I don't look at it as like a business.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's a representation of like my creativity and like my legacy, but that's not. I mean, what I would want on there is, I don't know, man. You know, like he tried his best.
You want he tried his best on your tombstone.
I never thought about it.
Ever?
I don't like to know. I don't like to think about.
Well, you won't know.
Or,
no one likes to think about it. I'm just curious. I'm curious because I want to know how you want to be remembered. That's kind of my point is everything we've talked about, when you're dead, you're dead. Like you're gone. No matter what you believe, you're gone. So what's on your headstone is what's going to be, that's it. Like that's the last thing people are going to see of you.
If that's what you think, I don't think that, because your legacy lives on. Your legacy.
I understand your legacy lives on, but the last thing people are going to know about you or see from you, that you're in the ground and your tombstone's above you. Does it say I tried my best, or fuck everyone, I'm first, or
no?
Frank
Downstar. It would be more of I tried my best.
You're really going to have a quote on there.
It wouldn't be a quote, but if there's something that's
a quote. I try my best. It's literally a quote.
Anything. This can be a quote. That's it. This could be a quote. Is a quote. But I tried my best. I tried my best at business. I tried my best at being a father. I tried my best at being a husband. I tried my best at being a skater.
That is
I've tried my best.
That bothers me so much.
Why is that? You're trying your best, right?
No. I could do way more. Not even close. Trying my best, I think, is a cop out. Well, I tried my best. So I'm sorry it didn't work. I just tried my best. Sorry I didn't get the car. I tried my best. Sorry I wasn't good. I tried my best. Sorry I wasn't this. Sorry I wasn't a good employee. I tried. You know what? I tried my best. Like, sorry, dude. I tried my best. Why would you ever tell someone you tried your best? Just do it. Like for me, when you say you tried your best, it sounds like, I'm sorry I didn't succeed, but I tried my best.
And succeed in whose eyes?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
What the point is, that quote, I tried my best.
It's how you perceive that quote.
Bro, I'm sorry I didn't drink all this water. I tried my best. Sorry the podcast wasn't as good as it was. I tried my best. Sorry we didn't go 3 hours. I tried to go 3 hours. I tried my best. I couldn't go 3 hours, dude.
But you're looking at it at the point where it didn't get done.
You're saying that, hey, I tried my best. I did the best I could possibly do.
Every day I try my best. This is what I live by. I try my best, evaluate, and then do better. How do you know you can do better if you're doing the best that you can with the tools that you have?
I don't know. I just think that it always just seems like, I understand what you're saying. It just seems like a cop out. Just those words, I tried my best.
Perspective. It's how you're looking at it. If you're looking at it,
you're right. It is.
You tried your best, and this is all you created. I tried my best, and I've created a business from selling bolts.
It's funny, right, when you say it?
Right? I tried my best. I tried my best at this entrepreneur thing.
It just seems, when you say it, it just sounds like you could have done better. It sounds like you could have done better.
Just like selfish has a connotation to it. Selfish has a negative connotation to it. I tried my best to you feels negative. It's just a word. That's a red shirt. And we all agree that's a red shirt.
You want to put these words on your tombstone.
I honestly, really what I would want on there is my name, my information, and, I love my family.
What name?
Just Frank Garcia. Maybe Frank Downstar.
You want Frank Downstar?
Maybe Frank Downstar.
I know you do. Because that's you.
It is me, but then, yeah, it is me.
But you feel what?
No, it is me, but I don't want it to seem like some like cartoonish or anything like that.
You're dead in the ground.
Right?
Who gives a crap if it's cartoonish?
Because you think about being dead in the ground.
Well, I don't think about it, but it's going to happen.
Yeah, your physical body. Where's your soul?
No idea.
Where's your soul located?
I don't even know if you have a soul.
Where is the thing that's keeping you running? What is
my heart and my brain?
So there's two things?
Well, technically, I think.
So you could have a heart transplant?
I think it's your brain. I think it's your brain that keeps you alive. Physically, I think when they say your brain stops, you actually die. Your heart can stop, you're still alive. But I think if your brain stops, you're dead. But what's
your physical being?
Well, yeah, that's all you know.
So that's all. So what you think happens at the end? That's only opinion based.
Well, of course, there's no fact to anything.
There's no fact.
Nobody knows.
So yeah, of course. So once you're in the ground, that doesn't mean that's it. There's different stages to everything.
Well, you're physically dead.
But what about the memories that you have left?
Do
those memories die?
Yeah, other people have them.
So you still exist
in other people's heads, sure.
Not the physical form.
No, of course. You'll always exist in other people's heads as long as they choose to remember you.
For how long?
Did you not watch that cartoon? It's a Mexican one with a Mexican kid.
Everyone
has to remember. What was it? Coco.
Yeah.
That proved it right there. True story.
So that's your legacy. How long you live on. How many lives you touch. How far your reach goes.
That brings up a point I've thought about a lot. When I'm dead, let's say I die tomorrow, what happens to HondaPro Jason? Like the brand dies. If I die tomorrow, there's no one to pick up the brand dies.
Mm-hmm.
So people can watch the videos and their kids can watch the videos. Their kids might be able to learn. There might be some information passed on, but eventually that goes away, and it's just a memory. It's a bookmark somewhere in time.
For sure.
So that bothers me a lot. That's why I'm trying to eventually brand myself, where when I leave, the brand continues with other people continuing what I'm doing. It's, when someone like the Apple dude I just brought up before,
Steve Jobs
died, Apple didn't die. And, not in a direct comparison, but the fact is something he started, he was able to build to a point where other people could work it and turn it into a brand that, even though he's gone, the brand is still around and successful. When I die, the worst thing for me to ever think about would be the brand is dying. Like, that would suck worse than me dying. Like, if I knew, let's say somebody's like, hey, listen, you have a choice. You can, that's a bad example, but I'm going to throw it out there. You could either live for another 10 years, and when you die, this HondaPro Jason thing will be dead. Like, people remember it, like I said, but eventually it'll just fall apart. Like, there's no other brand, like whatever. Or we could set you up now where this is going to become an actual company, a corporation with employees and people going around and people educating. And in the Honda world, you can move into BMW pros and Toyota pros and Nissan pros, and they all basically do what you did for the automotive world, but you have to die tomorrow. I might die tomorrow. You like that, right? I might die tomorrow.
Like it. I love it.
Well, think about this. How long have you had the Downstar brand? You were like, what, 12, 13 years old?
I started the name about 16.
Okay.
2001.
So, and you're how old now?
38.
30? Okay, 38. So you've had it for more than 16 years. You had it for more than 20 years. So if you were offered, no one's going to answer this question truthfully. Do you worry about what's going to happen when you're dead? With Downstar, you could care less because you'll be dead.
I could care less. I worry about what would happen to my family. So with the things that you say,
yeah,
the way that you approach things, I feel that you feel that others aren't going to be honest, or they're going to lie because they don't have the same way of looking at things that you do. So therefore they have to be lying to themselves because they're not honestly saying what they want to say.
No, I mean, I think you twisted the word. The reason why I stepped back and said I didn't want to ask you the same question is, if I said if you could live 5 more years and die with no one, the Downstar brand dying, or you could die tomorrow and the Downstar brand will continue, you'd pick the 5 years. You say you want to spend it with your family, you want to spend the most time you could, and I guess that's true. I just don't know if I 100% believe it.
Got you. Why not?
I just think you put too much time and effort into the brand just to see all those years completely disappear. The door is shut, lights go out, no more bolts sold, inventory gets sold out, and that's that. Like, no one else does anything, and everything you've done your whole life, all the time and effort you put into it, is gone.
So everybody that I've ever spoke to, everybody that I've ever connected with, every friendship that I've ever made, that's not going to live on.
Oh, that'll live on.
That's my legacy.
I understand, but you won't make any more friendships. Like, your brand won't be able to touch or change anyone else's life ever again. You're done. You've capped out.
So what if I've inspired somebody to start their own brand, and their own brand creates a life for themselves and creates a life for others, and they go on to inspire, and I was the one to inspire them?
Yeah, but I think if your brand lived on, you'd have more of an opportunity. More people would be like, wow, I'm inspired by Steve Jobs because he started Apple, and look what Apple is right now. Because our grandkids, if you die, the Downstar brand shuts down, it's gone, inventory sold, that's the end of it. Our grandkids, all their friends and everything, or the whole generation, have no idea what Downstar is at all.
It's history. It's part of history.
Why?
Why? Because it's a huge part of the Honda history.
So let's just say that when Steve Jobs died, Apple died. You know what we'd be missing if Apple died? Bro, we'd be missing a large part of what's happening in the world, because when he died, Apple died.
Mm-hmm. It's
Downstar.
how you perceive.
Yeah, but Downstar could live on, could grow, could be a major contributor to world hunger. Who knows what it could be? It could be anything.
So you're looking at Apple as being 100% positive to the world.
Why wouldn't it be? Except for little children in China.
Okay. Well, that can't be an exception. As a whole.
Those
plus the creation of the cell phone and the like social media and how things grew and how easy the technology was to spread.
Yeah.
The people can look at that as a negative way.
Well, people can slant anything they want.
No, that's their opinion.
That's why it's being slanted. It's their opinion.
So their opinion is as valid as your opinion is.
Not to me.
To you, but that's an opinion that you have. The fact is, it's an opinion.
The fact is, without technology and social media, I wouldn't be sitting here.
You wouldn't be sitting here. How about the depression and the anxiety that has caused, and the generations it has possibly ruined from here on out?
You believe that?
I know it for a fact.
I think all that stuff would be there regardless. I think it's more spread. I think people understand it better, but I don't think there was more depression now than there was previously. We just know about it.
Okay. How much time have you?
If someone stubs their toe in Alaska right now, we know about it, right? Because we have social media. Oh my God, look, someone stubbed their toe in Alaska. Before social media, we didn't know it. They were still stubbing their toe. We just didn't know about it.
Got you. So how many tools have you gathered to be able to come up with this conclusion?
0.
There you go. So the weight that your opinion has on this subject
is the
is
same
0.
weight as you have.
No, it's not, because you don't know how much time I've spent looking into this stuff.
So you've looked into the differences between whatever before social media and after social media.
I can tell you from my opinion and
Yeah,
from my life.
You just said that you have tools and you researched it, not your life. My life, same. I mean, I can tell you my life and my friends' lives and my family's lives no one's more depressed than they were before social media. In fact, I think people are better off in my family because they can keep touch with loved ones that are long far away. They can see their grandkids and their aunts and their uncles, and they don't have to, just visit them once or twice a year. They can see them on a daily basis. It makes them happier.
Yeah, true. There's definitely a lot of positives.
But there's no, unless you've done research on how many people were depressed in the 70s per, people alive, and how many people are depressed now per people alive, and you can directly say that social media has made people more depressed than they were before social media. I just think more people that are depressed because you know more people. Me and you collectively know tens of thousands of people probably. That's probably not a joke. We probably know, if we wrote down every person we know, an associate, a friend, or someone that, an acquaintance, someone that we've met over 10,000 people easily. In 1980, people probably met a couple hundred people in their whole, unless they're like a rock star.
Yeah.
And so when you only meet a couple hundred people, that's your pool. A couple hundred people, you have 1% depressed. You got 2 people depressed. 10,000 people, now you got 2,000 people depressed. It's a numbers game as far as I'm concerned. But I haven't done the actual numbers, crack them down, and I don't think you have either.
For sure. Okay.
Right or no?
Yeah, I mean, no, you're right. I've never spent time sitting down and looking up the percentage of people depressed before social media and after social media.
How depressing would that be? Doing that research.
It would add to it.
That would suck, right?
It would add to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah.
That's definitely still an opinion, though.
Sure. Can we talk about these cup holders?
I created that. That's gonna live longer than I am.
Bro, I tell you how much I love these. They're beautiful. It's a gorgeous. You know what this reminds me of?
Yeah.
Reminds me of a cup holder in a BMW M8.
Got you.
Like it's like the same shape, size, like engineered kind of the same way to fit a can, maybe a Red Bull,
Got you.
maybe a small bottle of water.
Got you. Jason, you're an interesting individual.
Oh man.
The thing about it all is
Yeah.
that you're getting upset that Can I finish this conversation, please? Thank you. You're getting upset that a square bottle is not fitting in a round coaster.
You know what I'm upset about? That a coaster can't hold a bottle. Not that a square bottle can't fit in a round coaster. That a coaster that only job is to put something on to prevent it from sweating everywhere can't allow something to be put on it because it doesn't fit on there. That's what bothers me.
Got you.
Not that the shape of this is different than the shape of this. This has one purpose. Its only purpose is to hold liquid bottles.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't serve that purpose. That's what bothers me.
You know what bothers me?
No, but I can't wait to hear.
Is this bottle was designed differently and expects to be used on something that is universal size. That's what bothers me.
This is universal.
Yeah, that shape will fit any can, standard size can. So it'll fit a tall can, which is the biggest can they offer, or it'll fit a Red Bull. But Gator Light decided that they want to go with a square bottle, and now it's causing conflict.
You ready? I tried my best.
Hey, that's it.
I tried my best. You
Hey,
know what?
I tried my
I know
best.
this. I tried my best.
I tried my best to design.
I did what I could, but I didn't take it any further. I tried my best. I could have just a little bit. The corners made it a little bit bigger so it fit. No, I tried my best.
This is very telling that both of the beverages that you brought are square in shape.
I didn't do that on purpose. I literally bought this just because I thought I'd be talking a ton. I bought this because I knew I have a 4.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
But it is interesting how I bought both square things and neither one of these fit in the M8, which is, I did not do that on purpose. Please don't think I bought these so I could show you how bad the cup holders were. I'm not that type dude. And I didn't know about this, but I find it's funny though, that one thing that I love about the Honda cup holders, I've done videos on this.
Yeah.
Is that you can fit all different size, including a coffee mug inside there. And they're specifically engineered to fit whatever drinks you have, which I think is pretty awesome.
For sure.
And other manufacturers don't specifically engineer their cup holders, which is something you can probably tell me is minute when it comes to the car. Like it's just a cup holder. But if you didn't spend the time to engineer the cup holder right, what about the rest of the car? What else didn't you spend the time to do? You couldn't at least get the cup holder right? Something so small and insignificant?
Yeah.
Get that right. Get that out of the way of other things. Get that so you can put larger items in there. They won't be blocking things. Get that so you can reach it without knocking things over. Get that part right. And then the rest of the car you can do.
Got you. So with that kind of logic, comparing a Honda Odyssey to a Lamborghini Huracan, the Odyssey would be better because the Huracan doesn't have a cup holder.
Better for your family, sure. You only got 2 seats in the Huracan.
For sure.
Better for what? Long drives across the country? Better for what? An Uber?
Why
for
couldn't
a Turo? You said better.
Why couldn't Honda put clear in the engine bay?
Put clear.
Yeah. So the paint in the engine bay does not have clear over it.
So the paint in the engine bay
is an insignificant part
well,
as compared to the significance of a square cup holder.
the paint in the engine bay doesn't change the way the car performs. The only thing it changes is when you pop your hood, it looks better.
Mm-hmm.
You can't compare that to a cup holder that's literally functional.
Which is
Cup holder is functional.
the car of the entire car. There has to be checklist for the entire car.
100%.
So
There's no doubt.
So in some aspects, cup holder design 9.5. Right? Paint
I don't know what 9.5 means. I don't know what
9.5 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
9.5 out of 10.
Okay.
The paint, 4. So you have to see all that and you have to average it out.
The paint in the engine compartment under the hood that most people will never pop on their own is what's not getting cleared. Not the paint on the door. We're talking about under the hood where no one ever goes.
You're just taking it all into consideration.
I understand. I'm just saying that most people will never pop the hood. Now, just so you know, when the Civic Type R came out, the FK8, they had to manufacture that car and go through different processes because there were things that were painted on the FK8 that weren't painted on the regular Civic. There were areas that were cleared that weren't cleared on the regular Civic because Honda knew that people would be showing off the car. They'd be popping the hood. They'd be popping the trunk. They'd be putting the car up in the air, putting mirrors under the car so people could see the work they've done. So they took extra time and effort to make sure that those cars looked more show ready than a regular Civic. So it's something they did because they knew what was going to happen in the future.
I love it. I love it, bro.
No, you don't.
It's just not my thing. I'm not saying.
So why'd you say you love it? You're like, I love it, I love it. And I'm like, no, you don't. You're like, well, yeah, I don't.
I love it
actually.
for what it is.
You love that I love it.
Yeah, I love how passionate that it makes you feel. I love that the Type R name has continued. I love that for the value of it, you get your best bang for your buck. Now, do I think that that's the best car out there? Not at all. Do I think that Honda has the top of the line Honda has nothing to compare with the top of the line BMW
I don't think
opinion.
I don't think you should compare those two. You're comparing a $150,000 car to a $35,000 car.
But
if the $150,000 car wasn't nicer, there would be a big problem. If Honda made a $150,000 car that was built in the same class as the M8, I have no doubt Honda's car would be better.
For sure.
Why do you say that? You say that like you're for sure just you're full of shit, or do you really think if Honda sold the car for 150 and it was a direct competitor to the M8, do you think Honda's car would be better, or do you think the BMW car would be better?
Having driven both cars, I think the BMW as a brand would be better.
So BMW, they don't really have a lower end, do they?
Yeah, so they have like the M3, M4.
No, I mean like lower, like Volkswagen or Nissan or like a
No.
I can't even make this comparison because BMW doesn't really have like a competitor to, I mean, Acura possibly, but then you're like, there's really nothing really to look at. Like the M3 doesn't compare to the what? Like maybe the TLX Type S possibly. I don't know if that would be a competitor or not. It's tough.
Yeah.
Because I think the prices are totally different too.
Yeah, I think that's where you got to stick around is the price point, because that's
right.
Really
Prices are so much. Or of course.
That's the biggest deciding factor.
Well, yeah, because
if the price.
Well, yeah, if you have more money, you can make things thicker and quieter and all-wheel drive and more power, and it's just money.
Yeah. How much was the NSX?
Started at when they released the second one. I think it started at 78 or 79, and it went up to like 130 or 120 like top if you put all the accessories and everything on it.
Oh, okay.
It started pretty inexpensively.
Gotcha.
It's gone up since, obviously.
Yeah.
But
got you. I mean,
it's a totally different car.
Yeah, it's a total.
Like
it's totally different car, different feel to it. The focus is on different aspects too. You know, the clientele is like throwing out a smaller net as far as, you know, Honda would be, you know, available to a lot more people.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. But I mean, anything pre 2001 Honda, I've never really been a fan of anyways.
Pre 2001?
Yeah. Or post 2001.
So after 2001.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, for
Interesting.
sure.
Okay.
I think that's because that when I got into it, that's what really intrigued me, was the things that people were doing to the older Hondas.
Right, no one was doing anything to newer Hondas.
Yeah. So I guess like I'm not really a fan of the actual brand and company as a whole, as far as I was to a certain era and a certain culture of that company.
Well, now if you're bringing up the company, I mean, BMW, they make cars and motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
What else do they make?
I don't know. They might make washers and dryers somewhere.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe, but I doubt it.
for sure.
Where Honda makes, you know, generators and scooters and motorcycles,
For sure.
and they make lawn equipment and cars and bikes, and they make jets.
Yeah.
And they make, you know, the list goes on and on of all the things that Honda makes. So when you're saying as a brand, Honda's makes so many more things in the world than BMW does.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know? So I don't know how. I mean, you can like BMW as a car brand, but as an overall brand, Honda's just has more. I don't know. I want to say stay away from the word successful because you're just going to pick it apart. But Honda's, you know, as a brand, is way more successful than almost any other automobile brand out there.
Definitely. And
Okay.
so is McDonald's.
Sure.
So it just depends on what you're looking for, you know? But I was just speaking, me personally,
But you don't like McDonald's?
I don't eat McDonald's at all.
Ever?
Ever.
Me neither. I'm just curious.
Ever.
What fast food do you eat then?
I
Like-
still eat fast food.
Like what? Wendy's, Burger King, In-N-Out,
I
Five
mean,
Guys.
Five Guys doesn't count. 'Cause Five Guys doesn't have a drive-through, so they're out of the conversation. Five
Wow.
Guys would be in a conversation of like the Habit or something more of a sit-down kind of restaurant.
Interesting. I never thought about that.
Yeah. So when you compare fast food, you have to compare, you know, you have to get as least variables out as possible. So it has to be, okay, do they have a drive-through? Okay. What type of foods do they have? Okay, these are like burgers. Okay, cool. So what's in that category? You know, you're going to have In-N-Out, you're going to have McDonald's. You know, even, so if your category is fast food, fast would mean drive up, drive through, you know, get your food. That's fast food, right? I wouldn't consider Five Guys a fast food because you have to get out and
I understand.
You know, I'll eat other fast food if it's like convenient or on like a trip or something like that. But say I was gonna go to lunch here, I would go to Chick-fil-A.
That'd be your fast food.
Yeah, I'll go
Okay.
to Chick-fil-A, In-N-Out, Chick-fil-A, In-N-Out. If I'm gonna get real naughty, you're talking like a Del Taco, Taco Bell.
Never been to Del Taco.
Ooh, really?
Never
Oh
been.
my God, Del Taco's delicious.
Never been to Del Taco.
Yeah, but those are kind of the things that I would get.
Okay, makes sense.
But yeah, as far as Honda, look, I always feel like I'm picking on dude. I love Hondas.
I know you do.
I love.
You do it because I'm here.
Yeah, I love what it's done for you, bro. If it makes you happy, like, I will never want to make you feel like what you do and your goal doesn't, like, I don't respect it. You know what I mean? I've told you before. Who else has told you that? Who else has told you that they think that you are the biggest Honda representative out there? I've said that, and I've publicly said that.
I mean, I've never ran into somebody that was bigger than me. So I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm the biggest in the world. I'm just saying I've never run into another brand advocate or enthusiast that's, I hate saying words now because every word I think you're just going to look at and go, whoa, it depends on what you think. I don't want to say it's more successful.
Is that what you think of me now, Jason?
No, right now in this pod, yeah. I want to say it's done more for the brand. And then, well, that's your opinion. Well, maybe other people have done other things for the brand. And I'm not going to sit there and be like, I've done so much for Honda. No one else has done like near what I've done. But when you say the biggest, I mean, I couldn't name anyone else now that's covered as much as I've covered.
For sure.
Right? Like there are people in Honda that are in Honda racing that have done amazing things and changed everything. They're top of the racing of Honda. And there's other people that have done, great things in Honda sales. Like there's salesmen that have sold more Hondas than anyone else in the world.
Yeah.
Like the number one Honda salesman in the world, whatever he sells. But I don't think anyone's ever covered the Honda brand like I've covered it, sure. As like a journalist throughout the whole thing.
And that's why I've said that.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're all over the world.
I'm all over the world.
So you've been to these countries that, a large percentage of people who would think that they're in the same category as you.
Right.
Haven't been.
Right.
You've spent time with these people. You went to go eat with these people. You've created memories. You've left an impact on their life as far as
I think so.
if it's a memory or what have you. You've shared a memory with them. So with that being said, who else would put themselves in that category? And that's why I say,
sure,
it's you.
Thank you.
And you're out there, and you're making these sacrifices to make that happen. I respect that, and I respect that you're going out there and you're doing it. And if it makes you feel great, dude, and if that's getting you closer to what you deem success, that's amazing, bro. And I don't want you to think that I feel any sort of other way than that.
I hope not, because our friendship wouldn't be if I wasn't doing what I was doing.
Yeah. Well, so how would we have crossed paths?
We wouldn't.
We wouldn't have
I'm in Chicago, paths. You're in Cali. Like we'd be in two different areas. I don't.
And we wouldn't have had these memories of course times.
We've had lots of memories. We've had lots of conversations. We have, we've met friends through each other that we would have never met. And those friends and us have had, memories and conversations. So
for sure. And it's dope. And it's dope what you're doing, dude. And, I feel like the last time that we talked,
yeah,
I was very shocked by everything. So I wasn't as prepared, to look at everything as a whole.
Okay.
But now looking at it, it's like, Jason, you're you, bro.
Yeah.
And I fuck with you, and whatever you do and however you think about it and whatever your goal is, like I'm just out here checking out the journey. And as long as, dude, you're happy and healthy, that's all that matters, dude. How I would live life and how I think and what I think is right or wrong, that's my opinion.
That part doesn't even cross my mind. What crosses my mind is that you enjoy the journey I'm going on. You enjoy following me. You enjoy seeing what I'm doing. And for a lot of people, they can't go to Indonesia and see the cars in Indonesia or meet the people. So I go and I film me and the people. I film the cars so they could see it.
Yeah.
Not everyone can fly a Honda jet. So I fly a Honda jet to show them what it's like so they can live kind of through me if that's what they want to choose. And that's awesome because no one else is doing that. No one else in the Honda world has done that.
For sure.
So
yeah. And that's why I think that you do need to get the respect because you're putting your time in there.
I could care less. I mean, thank you. And I appreciate it. But I could care less about any respect. It doesn't mean anything to me. As long as people are being entertained, educated, I can help them, like I said, either help them by entertaining them, help them by educating them so they can educate other people. Because, the base is I love the Honda brand.
Yeah.
And I want, as you know, I want everyone else to love the Honda brand. And I'm explaining why I love the Honda brand.
Yeah. Which is dope, bro.
It's dope, bro.
Hell yeah, man. So how many more stops do you have on this trip that you're on?
So here's the crazy part. It's a 21 dealership tour.
Damn. You're like Limp Bizkit in the 90s,
bro. Can I tell you something? I always wanted to be a rock star.
Really?
Like if you would have asked me, like, the devil comes down and says, I'll give you like whatever you want to be, I'll do it, but you have to give up your soul and everything else to be like rock star. Like I wanted that life, like that touring life and the people and the crowds, and like that's just what I always wanted. But I don't play any instruments, and that really wasn't my passion. But in some way, shape, or form, I'm kind of living that life, where I'm on tour right now. So this is you guys have only seen the front, the back of the shirt.
Dude, I love that.
It's got all the
that's you right
all
there.
the tour places. Can you guys see that?
There. Yeah, we got you on the camera.
So it's got a big tour I'm doing with a company called Victory Automotive, and they're a big automotive company that has a bunch of dealerships. They have like 55 or something total, and 21 of them are Honda dealerships. So I know the owner personally. I called him up. I'm like, hey, I need to come out to your dealership. Long story short, we made an agreement. I'm going out to all his dealerships. On this tour so far, since I've been in California, I've done 2 dealers, and I did 1 a week ago. So it feels like I've been on tour for years. I've done 3 dealerships total, and 1 dealership he sold. So now I only got 20. So minus 3, I got 17 left.
Oh, wow, dude.
It's a lot more. When I looked at it, I was like, whoa, I get to go on tour, 21 dealerships. I'm going to make this much money. This can be awesome. I didn't know that it would be, it's a lot of work.
For sure.
Like it's a lot of work, because it's not just the, 4 or 5 hours I spend in the dealership. It's the driving to the next dealership, getting ready at night, making sure everything's good, getting up, driving to that dealership, working those 4 or 5 hours, driving to the next dealership. Because normally I'll go from hotel to dealership, drive, next hotel, dealership, drive, next hotel, fly somewhere else, hotel, drive, dealership. God. So it's not like I'm just like, I'm in a hotel for 4 or 5 days. I'm in a hotel for a night, and I got to pack myself up and go. So it's been mentally and physically draining. I'm a late night guy. I usually stay up till 2 or 3 in the morning. I've been going to sleep at 10 o'clock, like passed out, like just exhausted from the day. And I'm like, what have I done? But it's the driving and the training, and it's been amazing. And I hope to keep doing it. Like if I could be on tour all year round, I'd be on tour all year round.
Even with the exhaustion?
I love it. I get used to it. My body will adjust. I love it.
Yeah.
I just think it's awesome. It's fun. I get to meet new people, experience new things, help more people. I couldn't do I couldn't do this if I wasn't out doing it.
For sure. Yeah. No,
So.
Definitely. Like, you just got to put in the work, dude.
Yeah,
and
put in the work.
This is part of the work. Like, and this is what people don't see. People probably see, people see what you allow them to see. So people will see that you're at this dealership.
Right.
And then, hey, I'm going to the next dealership.
Right.
But they don't see the work that's put in between, which is notable. Because if what you do, if your legacy, if your career, if you want this to be like on display, like or known, or of value, people have to see what it takes to do all that as well.
So I didn't know that. I was always a big advocate of, I'm not going to show anything negative. I'm not going to be one of these people going, I missed my flight. I did this. This went wrong. All these things went wrong. I don't know how I'm going to do it. And so I always just kept everything positive. And people were always telling me, oh man, it's crazy. Like everything just, I don't know how you do it, but everything works out. Like you're always just, everything works out, because I never talk about anything that goes negative. But then, I don't know, something happened on a flight a while back, and it was like totally messed up, and I couldn't get to where I was going. So I'm like, hey guys, listen, I couldn't get there because of the flight. I'm trying to figure it out, and this and that and that. When I finally arrived, almost everyone that watched that came up to me like, oh man, that was crazy. I was watching the whole thing. I was captivated, and you just kept going, and this and that, and the flight, and that one lady yelled at you, and it was so crazy. I'm like, that's like entertaining you? Like you like that? Okay, cool. So if I miss a flight, I'll talk about it. So if a flight's late, I'll talk about it. If I get through TSA and they hold my bag and I missed a flight because of that, I talk about it, which I never really did before, but I do now.
I get you. I mean, it being a negative or a positive thing, or you displaying it for some sort of pity or feel sorry for me, that's one thing.
Yeah, I think it's different.
But explaining your situation, what it takes to get to this level, I feel that's very important, especially if you are aspiring to inspire people to to further their career or to reach their heights that they want to. They have to see everything that is involved in it.
Yeah.
And if this is part of the day-to-day, and if this is part of what's involved in it, I mean, you have to show them that it's not just dessert.
Right.
You got to wash the dishes too.
Yeah.
You got to eat your dinner, man.
Yeah, you got to prepare it and wash it and everything. Yeah,
for sure. And you have to show that. And there's so much value in that, because it shows more of a human aspect of it. You want to be able to show people that, like, look, this is what I go through too. Damn, you go through that? I go through that too.
Yeah.
Look, Jason goes through that and he's succeeding in his goals. Why can't I? So there's a lot of benefit in that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's good to just to recognize it. Recognize when, challenges are happening, because then when you've overcome those challenges. You get to look back and see how far you came. Like you say, you have to. I know we got to get out of here soon because you got to go.
Bro, I got a long. I was just thinking the same thing. I'm like, bro, I got a long drive. I shut my phone off, so I have no concept of what time it is. So my guess, just because I've talked about so much stuff, my guess is we've been talking for, I think it's been over an hour for sure. Probably close to over 2 hours is my guess, but it's tough because me and you start talking.
I love it.
And without like any light or anything coming in and my phone's off, like I have no concept of what time, but I'm going to guess we've been talking for 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Yeah, we're a little...
What is it?
A little past that, Jason.
It doesn't matter.
We're about 2:46 right now.
Okay, cool. Okay, 2:46.
And the thing is, when you get tapped in, time just evaporates, dude. It doesn't exist.
I understand, but time's still there, and I still have 4.5 hours to drive. So
I love it.
As
Jason.
much fun as this has been, let's.
I got you,
cut
bro.
this.
Thank you, man.
Of course, bro.
And I want to tell you this as a friend, that I love everything you do, bro.
Thanks,
I respect you, dude, and you're just doing it, man. You're going through the journey, and we're all on the outside looking in. I don't want you to think of anything that I've said as being judgmental or looking at you in a certain way. Everybody lives their life how they want to live it, and I respect your friendship, because, man, we've been friends for a long time, dude, and we have a lot of good memories together.
Most of all, I respect your friendship over everything else. And the same thing. I love that you started something when you were so young. Like, I didn't find myself till I was in my late 40s. You found what you want to do early, which is amazing. I wish I would have. I can't imagine how much further I'd be if I started when I was 16, not when I started when I was in my 40s.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. And you're, I don't need to tell you, your family's beautiful, but
thank you, brother.
It's awesome. And I appreciate you taking the time to do this and sit and talk and have this whole setup. And
hey, likewise.
Yeah,
you could have
for
been
sure.
anywhere else in the world, bro. You got a lot of shit to do, and I really appreciate the time that you've spent with me, and to be able to have this conversation with me, and hopefully it inspires some people to just have a better part of their day. If they can listen to this 3-hour conversation and it brighten their day for a little while.
Well, I try my best.
I love it. He's trying his best, guys. All right, guys. So before we get out of here, Jason, if nobody's following you, where can they follow you at?
HondaPro Jason.
HondaPro Jason. We'll have them below.
HondaPro Jason, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Yelp.
You have a Yelp?
X. Yeah, I got a Yelp.
Oh, X?
Doesn't have X.
Twitter, yeah. I love that, dude.
I hate that.
So
it's
hip.
horrible. It is horrible. It's just a. Anyway, I have a Yelp. You see all my burger pictures there from all over the
Ooh.
world. I'm on Google Maps.
Oh.
You can find me on Google Maps.
You're
So
on Google Maps?
Of course, bro. Come on, bro.
Who else has a Google Maps? Tell me
know.
about it.
I don't know.
I'll wait, Can't wait because you got to go. But
No,
Jason.
For
Been
fun.
Thank you for the combo, man. I appreciate
Of course,
you.
brother.
And thank you guys for listening. Once again, this is Downtime with Downstar, and we out. Peace.
Go. Later.